Well, good evening, everybody. I hope everybody's had a good weekend before we get back into the Monday Fun Day tomorrow. You're probably thinking to yourself, first and foremost, what the fuck happened? Why am I not looking at a haphazard Discord being overlaid with Zoo's audio? And the reason for that is I've actually upgraded. I'm a big boy streamer now. I'm in the big boys club. So I couldn't think of a better person to join me in that endeavor than a longtime friend. I'm going to introduce her now. V, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody? Tell them who you are, a little bit about yourself. You've been here before, but pretend like you haven't been. And most importantly, what the fuck are you drinking tonight?
Well, I'm drinking Liquid Death. It's a canned, seltzer water.
Okay, yeah, nice. And I got to tell you what, this is more like a sobering up in live because I guess what I'm having right now.
What's that?
Straight up Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. What are you, Mitt
Diet
Romney?
Coke. So, and just whatever I had on hand. Now we might switch to liquor if I have to wash this around in my mouth too much longer.
I always knew you to be a Dr. Pepper guy, a Diet Dr. Pepper guy.
I am a Diet Dr. Pepper, but no Diet Dr. Pepper in the house. Yeah. So, yep, they misdelivered the last load, but hey, I'm not counting it against them. I can tolerate Coke for a little bit. So,
gotcha.
Especially once we get that Ownby special edition bourbon in there. Not bourbon, it would be Tennessee whiskey. But by the way, good thing, and I guess that gets us into kind of our first thing. So V has the sole honor of being the only person ever on this program who actually knows the ghost's identity.
I suppose I do.
Yeah. Long time friends. We've been friends for a long fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
So this will come pretty natural as all of our conversations have. Not that I have unnatural conversations with anybody. I tend to think I'm pretty decent at that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be fucking yapping on fucking YouTube all the time. But what have you been up to? What have you been playing, and what you been doing? Because you're actually not in the content creation game, and you are all the fucking better off for it. So that means you actually play video games. So what have you been playing?
I do play a lot of video games. Although lately I've been playing a lot of games that I've played before. So I've got a run of Baldur's Gate 3 going through. That's pretty normal for me to have one in the background.
Right.
I've been sort of re-rolling RimWorld starts. I'm obsessed with RimWorld. It's a really great game. I highly recommend it to anybody who likes any kind of, civilization style or management simulator or anything like that. It's excellent. I play Valheim with two of my friends on a private server. We do a lot of building and exploration. We've all got end game everything, and it's just, building the prettiest, biggest, coolest, awesomest things we can do and going on adventures together. So that's a lot of fun. And I just finished another Mass Effect Legendary Edition playthrough not too long ago.
Oh my god, we got to talk about that game. The
Mm-hmm.
game is so fucking good.
I've gotten a little bit of Fallout 4 and New Vegas in on the side just every now and then.
Yeah, Fallout's always a game that just hits at certain times 100%. And I knew Moscow was going to say that, so I'll go ahead and go through comments for now. Mad Kaiser says, "Sup? What's going on, Mad Kaiser? What's up?" Moscow Master says, "Dear God, he's got a production budget." And Mad Kaiser says, "Zoo's going into the big leagues. Watch out, boys." Yeah, and by big leagues, I mean I finally figured out how to send my guest a fucking link on StreamYards. Like, man, that's how technically inept we're fucking talking here. That I've always been. And it was pointed out to me by another streamer. They're like, "Yeah, you know that thing where you just show your whole fucking Discord screen? You know what you could do is you could actually just, send the guest a link to StreamYards and they could just be on there with you in the same audio channel. And then you won't have to worry about your fuck up shenanigans like not adding your own audio to the sidebar or your guest not being able to be heard when you show a video. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff.
That would suck to record a whole video and someone just wasn't on there.
That's happened before.
Mm, brutal.
Well, the good news is we normally have somebody will say, "Hey, I can't hear V," or "Hey, can't hear you, Zoo," and then laugh about it because they're used to it. But that won't be the case anymore, at least as far as I know. So yeah, who knows what I'll learn how to do next.
Oh well,
So
thanks Moscow. Thanks for the compliment. And
yes.
what you should learn what next is probably to play RimWorld because it is
Ah,
very
okay.
good.
And it is a learning curve. That's actually probably the first thing we'll talk about
Hmm.
is because Moscow. I knew Moscow was going to absolutely love your taste in games. And Moscow says encourages you to play RimWorld. We've been trying to get him to stream it for months. So I gotta confess, RimWorld is intimidating. Not because I don't think I can pick it up. I picked up all kinds of games that are of similar or more complex. My concern is, from what I've heard from you, Moscow, and what I've heard from V, that game is gonna fucking take over my life if I start playing it, and then
Hmm.
I'm right back in the fucking shithole of the situation of not being able to get to other things I need to do.
Yeah, it can be a world eater for sure. It can
But
definitely take
so,
up a lot of your time.
and then yeah, Moscow also says also V, you have impeccable taste in games. Yeah, she is
Mhm.
a woman of culture for sure.
Thanks.
100%. Then my man Kaiser says good, just playing Ninja Gaiden 2. Yeah, so I need to play Ninja Gaiden. I think it's Sigma that's on the Master Collection. That's the one I have access to. I hear 2 is good, but not as good as Ninja Gaiden 1. So, and then, right after finishing Ninja Gaiden Black, so you lucky son of a bitch got to play the best Ninja Gaiden. Because I hear that's better than Sigma. So, yeah, all good stuff. All good stuff, guys. 100%. So, for the chat that may not know about RimWorld, tell everybody a little bit about RimWorld and what's so special about it.
Well, it's I'll guess I'll get into it by sort of talking about its inspiration and what initially like got me into RimWorld. Is there's a game called Dwarf Fortress
Oh, gosh.
that I had played some years ago, and Dwarf Fortress is a very complex game. Um, and like RimWorld, it can be seen more as like a story simulator than an actual game, so to speak. Um, Effectively, Dwarf Fortress and RimWorld are the same in that they both generate a sort of living, breathing world that is. It keeps track of a lot of things. You know, it keeps track of a lot of small things like where the organs are in the bodies of all of the characters and what state they're all in and what they've had to eat that day and what color they like and what their clothes are made out of. Like all of it matters, whether they're wearing a helmet or not. If their helmet that they're wearing covers their eyes or not. All these things are that the game keeps track of. You know, whether they like sleeping in or whether they, are fascinated by drugs or there's all sorts of different things that the game basically keeps track of that your little pawns, your little growing community has to deal with as you make your way in the world. It's like a survival civilization community simulator, basically.
The stuff that you get up to in that game and the things you can do with that engine are pretty wild. My favorite story, one of my favorites you told, is that you basically made like a sword spaceship
Hmm.
that literally could lift up and fly other places on the planet.
Yeah,
And you would
absolutely.
take like a gun crew and you landed and you were basically trying to clear out some like bandits or raiders or whatnot for another neighboring tribe that you were friendly with that wanted you to do that and promised a reward to you. And like one of your guys, like she gets her fucking finger shot off.
Yeah,
Her
absolutely.
fucking finger. And so you're like, oh no, I'm like, well, at least it's just a finger. You're like, oh no, that's bad because that directly interferes with her ability. Like she's a really good gunner, and that interferes with that capability. And I'm
Yeah,
like, what the fuck?
I'm not sure. I forget if that situation, if I wound up replacing the limb or if I put her in there's a machine that can like take away years of age, or it can heal minor wounds, or it can get rid of like major long term, like it can like remove a lot of like permanent penalties to your characters. It's like an advanced health thing. I'm not sure if I put her
Right.
in that or if I replace the limb altogether. It just depends.
Yeah. Then
Um,
there's the trees. There's the dryads or the trees. You could basically be like a tree faring civilization where they have
yeah,
different like tree creatures that come and help out. They can haul stuff and they can like it's the stuff the things you can build or like you had the vampire civilization, you had the
yeah,
werewolf civilization.
psychic powers and oh
Right.
yeah, hmm there's a lot to it. Oh, and Moscow is an Odyssey spaceship,
Oh
or
yes, it
is a
was.
grav ship. A grav ship, technically. They
Yeah,
don't go
was
out
that
into space.
a save our ship spaceship or an Odyssey? So an Odyssey grav ship. Yeah, basically had like a grav generator that just lifted the structure off and we're able to pilot it, which is
hmm
crazy.
Yeah, especially as a person who came from playing Dwarf Fortress, the idea that you ever get anything more than just the tile that you started on is like genuinely mind blowing. And it sort of gives me a little bit of like paralysis, actually, like analysis paralysis, because like before you were stuck with having to deal with like the tile that you were on. You had to make the best of it. And now you can just leave and go to a better one. So it's
Right.
tricky.
Well, then you've got these killer androids always landing and causing issues, and like it definitely sounds like a story generation game. You've got like the different people, and each of your people have like different personalities, and they
hmm
have personality clashes. Or
Oh
one
yeah.
time you were telling me you had this group of refugees show up, but they were cannibals, and so you had to kind of precariously balance that to make sure they didn't
Well, I'm lucky because
cause
I actually
issues,
have
but you also wanted to help them if you could, even though because they weren't necessarily. Yeah, yeah, it's
I have
wild because
one of my pawns is a psychopath cannibal, and so even though she's not very good at cooking, she does have the unenviable job of butchering enemies, enemy human bodies.
okay,
Yep.
there
And
is.
so they just wound up eating mostly that. They don't even need it cooked. They prefer it uncooked. The cannibals. So I had
Well,
cannibal refugees, and I fed them my enemies. That's a thing
well,
you can do in RimWorld.
well, and I remember being when you first told me this story, like I was morally appalled. But then you explained that like these were people that were attacking you or attacking others, and so like it presents kind of an interesting moral gray area in the terms of the game. We're talking video games, folks, where like yeah, if they're gonna fucking attack and try to kill you anyway, and you gotta kill them anyway, eh, eh,
Well, I mean, the thing is, before I started butchering them, because that felt, I didn't even consider that when I first started playing, like at all. You still have the problem of the bodies piling up and stinking, and it makes people unhappy to see it. It's a
sure,
problem that literally will affect like your colonists. You can get them sick, or they can get really upset and have tantrums. It can be really bad. And
yeah, I'm gonna have to.
so before I started butchering them, I had just like a crematorium, like where one person's job. I had at the time it wound up being my mechanator,
Right,
but she was a psychopath, and so she didn't care as much to see the bodies. So it was her job to just turn everybody's bodies into ash. But when I got the psycho cannibal as part of my crew, I was like, well, why throw away all those resources if I can use it to make dog food? Because the main thing was that my colony has like 30 plus dogs. It has a
yeah, a
lot
lot
of
of dogs
dogs.
in there. Yes, I
Yeah.
remember that.
And you can make kibble basically to like spread out the meat more efficiently by cutting it with easy to produce crops for animals that could otherwise only eat meat.
Right.
But I would still rather be butchering the cows and the other things that I have on hand to feed humans. And if I've got all these bodies laying around and the dogs are hungry, like I don't.
Might as
Anyway,
well
that's
feed your
another thing you can do
dogs.
in RimWorld. You can feed your enemies to your dogs.
There just seems to be like no end to the things you can do and the things you've described and the different play styles you've done when you've done revamps, and it's almost like another game that you and I both know and love, like Morrowind, where you can just play it forever.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like you can tweak so much about the game and so many you can like approach having colonies in any like way basically that you could dream of. Like my girlfriend the other day was she had set it up so that basically anytime anything died permanently for her whole game session, like the whole time the colony lasted, across the whole map, they would rise again as a zombie. She basically did like The Walking Dead as like a scenario and gave her characters all
Wow.
shotguns and like she's got this plan to be like a caravan that goes from place to place, surviving on looted resources, never staying in one place at once and having to fight off the zombies and don't get infected, don't get sick, don't die of some illness and then turn into a zombie and kill your friends. Like you can do all kinds of things with the game. You can really tweak it.
So what you're telling us is that RimWorld is, on top of being this amazing sci-fi game, you're telling us that RimWorld is also the best Walking Dead game that's ever been made.
I mean, you could even have people with drama and like little like sort of quirks and individual idioms and things like that. And yeah, it was a grab ship. Moscow. It was relatively recently. I haven't been playing RimWorld for more than like a year. Um, Odyssey really sold me on the game. Like I had already been playing it for a while, but it's really good DLC. I think it's the best one, and they're all really good actually.
Dude, I'm gonna have to check this out. Yeah. Let's see here, kind of catch up on the comments. Yeah, that's what I'm playing, the 360 original Ninja Gaiden 2, which many prefer over its Sigma and more recently Black. Okay, yeah, so actually some people do prefer Ninja Gaiden 2. Um, Interesting, because I've got the Master Collection. It's on the it's on the list, but fuck knows when I get to it. Let's see. Moscow says, I'm kind of curious if Zoo has ever played SS-13. Is that Space Station 13 you're talking about? I have seen other people play it. I haven't played it myself, but it looks really interesting. It looks really, really interesting. I do like those kind of sim games, so I do eventually need to try some of these. First one will probably be RimWorld though, just because that's two people now. Moscow's been crying for it. You've been calling for it. Now my cousin is saying, "Yes, I'm playing RimWorld." I'm just like, "What the fuck?" Now I'm starting to feel like I'm missing out a little bit.
It's pretty
So
good.
once you get to that three people, God. Let's see here. Moscow says, was that a save ship spaceship? Oh, we already answered that. So, good evening. What's everybody drinking? I am just drinking Diet Coke that I just dumped some. Let's see, what's it called? It is called Ownby's Aged Tennessee Whiskey. It's the limited James Ownby, 8 years age, which is youngish, but this is a really, really good bottle. And this is a bottle you can only get from their main store in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. So they've got the main. It's part of Old Smoky, which is Tennessee Whiskey Company. They do moonshine and Tennessee whiskey. And I picked this bottle up when I was on vacation about a year ago, and it's pretty tasty. My dad actually prefers this one. He doesn't like whiskey, but when he drinks, he prefers this to Blanton's, which is insanity. That's not right. He's not right for that. But it's good. It's very good. It's not Blanton's, but it's
Well, you
very.
said he doesn't like whiskey, so his opinion is kind of.
It's invalid.
It's
Correct.
not invalid. It's just different. So
Oh no, it's very much invalid. This is a man who literally choked on a Yamazaki 18 year, like literally choked and wanted to spit it out. Like he has no opinion on whiskey. He's a beer guy, which makes his opinion on alcohol and spirits in general questionable. Just gonna say that. Um, I've most beers been very hard for. I'm known to like if you can like the Rolling Meadows Brewery had some fabulous stuff when it was open. And like knowing the brewer, you can still basically get a couple of those. But in general, like I fucking miss Rolling Meadows. Something awful if I'm talking beer. Oh, it was so good. Was it you that we actually toured a? I think it was you that we toured their setup. before they closed.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it was you. Yeah, that was a good
hmm
time. Those hops smelled so fucking good.
Yeah, that was part of that food cooperative I was a part of
Oh,
for a
it's
brief time.
so cool. Um, didn't last like anything decent. Never fucking lasts, but
Yeah.
still really neat idea. Um, let's see here. Moscow says was asking to get a sense of when that was, since the grav ships are fairly new. Yeah, that's only been about 6-8 months back. I remember um, talking about that. Not even actually, not even probably 4.
No, yeah, it's probably been like 3 or 4 months back. But to be fair, I have been like I I I had the ship much earlier and then just upgraded it further and further, and that took like several months to fully deck it out and make it into what it became. So, and for what it's worth, like the room world experience is kind of weird because like a lot of people are obsessed with making the game really difficult, and that's like that is definitely a way to play, and I do enjoy that way of playing. And like if that's the sort of experience I want going into the game, then I will definitely do that. But there are a lot of systems and elements to the game that you will probably never run into if you play like that. Because you just will never get to the point where you're trying to make your like your internal transport and hauling efficiency of your colony effective, and making your crafting stations and your hauling and inventory functional. And like there are all sorts of like little micromanagey like systems that you can manage in the game that are a ton of fun, that you won't get to if you're playing the really difficult, really high difficulties, especially when you're just first starting. So I do recommend playing like on some of the higher difficulties a few times just to kind of see what can go wrong,
Right.
what kind of chaos you can really face. But there's no like shame in playing in some of the lower difficulties, because it's sort of just a different experience. If you're looking at developing large long-term projects, then probably a lower difficulty is just in it's like it calls for that.
Okay, gotcha. So, and what's great is this seems like a game where each user can kind of tailor their experience, which is always awesome
hmm
and always preferable. Like I've always said that my favorite games and I respect the most are games that allow you to kind of tailor your difficulty. Great example is a couple of recent ones to me is that I played is Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy, OG Final Fantasy. Everybody says it's so fucking hard. Well, yeah, but it's as hard as you or as easy. It's as easy as you need it to be because you do have grinding. Now it takes some time to grind up, but one of the reasons JRPGs have that leveling system is that allows you to basically tailor the game difficulty for you. So in a fucking tough ass game like Final Fantasy OG, what I will typically do is I will level up usually 2 or 3 levels higher than what I'm trying to face
hmm
just to give myself a fighting chance. Whereas in a game like Final Fantasy VI that I know much more intimately, like the back of my hand, I'll actually underlevel and I won't use some of the broken ass things you can do in that game. And that just makes the experience a little bit more useful. So sounds kind of like that, and that's always a good thing that you give those options. I feel like that's
Well, the storyteller actually reacts to your situation. So if you're doing really well, it will throw more challenges at you, and it will sometimes like it damn near feels like there are specific colonists that it wants dead. Like if you're doing too well, like it's like nope, that person's too valuable, get rid of them. There'll be
no.
fires, and there'll be fires in places that you wish there weren't. Sometimes the game like reacts when you're doing too well, and it'll give you problems. And so a lot of players sort of try to balance things where they don't just like sit on a ton of wealth, basically. Like they try
Right.
to constantly be investing it into things that are actually useful to make your colony more defensible and more stable in general. Because the more wealth you have, the better you're doing, the bigger your waves of enemies are going to be, the more challenges you're going to run into. That being said, if there's a giant devastating fire that destroys all of your stuff or
Basically, if you're
whatever,
doing poorly, you're going to run up against.
you'll have less
Yeah.
trouble
So
after
basically, you'll fight.
they wipe you out. You'll get some space to recover, basically. Not always. Sometimes you get double tapped, but
Well, that's never fun when you get double tap. But yeah, so you fight the stormtroopers when you're doing poorly, and you fight the Boba Fett's when you're doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Or the one thing you told me, there was like one time where like all of a sudden this lady with a machine gun just fucking popping off and getting headshots and shit. You're like, what the fuck is happening? Right? I was live for that one.
She broke out of melee with one of my like highly skilled melee pawns after beating him like to death, basically, like nearly killing him. Like severely injured another pawn, then walked away and opened up with her gun. I was like, who is this crazy woman? Unfortunately, did not get a chance to capture her. She would have been a good addition.
Yeah, he had to kill her.
No, she got away.
Oh,
actually.
got away. Oh, wow. Yeah. And then also escaped with her life.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Okay. So that's impressive. Was it you also was telling me that sometimes like you'll have family members that are related to one of
the tribe? That's definitely part of the game.
They get mad if you kill them and shit. So you have to try to be a little bit more delicate with that. Yeah, it's really interesting sounding. Moscow said, I had a RimWorld cannibal colonist go into an eating frenzy and then proceed to eat the body of a child soldier. Then it attacked us that I hadn't buried yet. That's dark.
Yeah, that's very RimWorld. Like,
that's dark.
Deeply RimWorld.
Oh, man. Let's see. Phil says, what's up, Zoo and V? What's going on, Phil? Welcome in, man. Welcome in.
Hello.
Moscow says, if you want to see the kind of things you can set up RimWorld, I highly recommend the YouTuber Mr. Samuel Streamer. He does some insane things with it.
Yeah, the modding scene in particular is wild for RimWorld. I have not interacted with it much, but it's incredible. It's an insane scene. There's so much going on there constantly.
Let's see. Yeah, RimWorld. Tell us about RimWorld, Phil. A new game for us to play, but we've got so many to go through. Yeah, it's this one will eat our soul is the problem, buddy.
There are mods for like full medieval, full like classic era, like converts, basically like things that like lock you in and expand like lower tech levels and stuff like that. So RimWorld, it really can be anything you want it to be.
Nice. Yeah, it sounds right up my alley if I could ever just get it slotted in. It sounds like it's moving up the list, I'll tell you that. Phil One Up Collect says he's lying. He's drinking a stiff bottle of Lost in Vivo. It's delicious. Makes you see weird ghostly. We don't talk about Lost in Vivo here, Phil. We don't talk about that. So Lost in Vivo is a scary game. It's like a horror game that I, of course, am very good at, and I played flawlessly. So, that's how we'll leave that. We're expert detectives, and we will find our dog. It's just going to take a little bit of time, but yeah, there's absolutely my gameplay was unassailable in that playthrough. Completely unassailable.
Now, what sort of horror game would you compare that to?
It's got a couple of influences. It's a first-person walker. Basically, your dog gets sucked down a sewer drain, and you're trying to find the dog.
Oh, no.
But you're trying to get to your doggo. But it seems to be like... It starts off weird because you're talking to what I assume to be a psychiatrist, and they're like, hey, do you want to start in vivo therapy? And then you're walking your dog, and the dog gets sucked down the sewer drain, and you jump in the sewer drain after your dog. And before you know it, you're in a subway system with a scary ghost that is following you that can't die, but can only be knocked down. Yeah, first person's PS1 Silent Hills are pretty good.
Okay.
But also Spooky's House of Jump Scares, if anybody besides me even knows what the fuck that is.
It sounds cool.
Same guy that did Spooky's House of Jump Scares, which I'm going to put Phil through at some point. It's an amazing game. I love Spooky's House of Jump Scares. This is like that, only serious.
I always think in situations like maybe I'm not like maybe it's different, but I always think of the hotel from Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, like some of the best just like horror storytelling, really good. That whole scene was like fantastic.
So we got Deus Ex is coming to Switch now.
Okay.
The last that leaves the last game standing from PC that I really need to make the jump. I don't need Morrowind to make the jump to Switch. It wouldn't have the mods that make it wonderful anyway.
Hmm.
These days, but Vampire Bloodlines, Vampire Bloodline, the Masquerade.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be really
Absolutely
dope.
is. I would love to see it come. That said, it's kind of got the same problem that Morrowind would have. In that there's just so there. Same with Deus Ex. To be fair, like there is a mod you can download that makes that the most perfect version of Deus Ex you will ever play, and there's one for Vampire the Masquerade that does the same thing.
Yeah.
That most modern players don't play without. So it's not like System Shock 2, which sadly is kind of neglected in the modding community. Like those games, Deus Ex and Vampire are beloved.
Hmm.
Which makes what they're doing with Vampire the Masquerade 2 all the more sad. I watched a cutscene of the fucking
Mm,
voice acting, like a
yeah.
compare and contrast from the voice acting in Bloodlines 2
Hmm.
versus the voice acting from Bloodlines 1. Oh my god, man. Like, there's no fucking
Yeah.
comparison. It's so bad.
They really should have just like taken the name off of it and called it something else. And
Yeah.
it probably would have been okay. Like if they would have called that like Vampire the Masquerade Nomad or whatever the name of the character is, like that would have been fine. It would have been cool. No one would have had a problem with that. Don't call it Bloodlines. That's not what it is.
Yeah, because it absolutely isn't. Like, the premise is weird. The voice acting is cringe. They've taken all of the immersive sim elements out of it.
Yeah, it's a different kind of game. That's why I was like, they shouldn't have like they
What
could
the
have called
fuck?
it. This could have been a whole new Vampire series game or whatever, but don't call it a Bloodlines game because it's not what it is.
Um, it's kind of like Coteries of New York. They did that there, which that's more of like a story based game, right? Which
Hmm.
and it's like more visual novel based. I think that's correct, but they did the same. They didn't call that Bloodlines.
I mean, I'm not sure. I presume Vampire has a lot of really good visual novels being made right now because Werewolf does. I'm a big Werewolf person. Um, and all the visual novel work on that end has been really strong. It's a shame that we don't get that same kind of production for the actual video games.
God, it is because I after talking to you, because actually I had originally played this universe, and what's it called again? The whole
World,
universe,
World of Darkness.
World of Darkness. So I actually my first stumbling on World of Darkness was playing with my cousin on his PS2, I think it was. He had a DVD player, and we were playing a game called Hunter the Reckoning and Hunter the Reckoning Redeemer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fucking amazing DVD player games.
Hmm.
Amazing games.
Yeah, Hunter the Reckoning is a World of Darkness
I
property.
never, I
Yeah.
never fucking knew that. And
Hmm.
so you're telling me about Werewolf the Apocalypse, and we're talking about that. And you sent me down. I got sent down a fucking rabbit hole just looking at all this stuff.
Hmm.
And different. Um, there's so many different pillars of this larger universe. There's the wizards and warlock type people. There's the
Hmm.
vampires. There's hunters. It's so cool. There's so much to it. Like, it's a really cool universe, and yeah, why don't we get more cool games from that? I would fucking love to have a werewolf game.
That IP has been mismanaged like quite a bit. Like there have been some games and things like that, but it does feel like they consistently underperform.
Why do you think that is?
It's not even been the same company like doing all of
Okay,
the
that
choices,
that
so
might
like
be
it's difficult to say,
that might
because
be
I
it.
could I could criticize one or the other of the companies that were in charge of them, but it's been in like three different hands, and like since I've kind of cared about it, so it's hard to say exactly why.
So that might be part of it right there, right?
Hmm.
But
I'm also sure to be very biased because I'm like Vampire is by far the most popular. It's what most people would play, but I prefer the werewolf. I prefer basically anything else in the setting to the
right.
vampires. So
Well, and to be fair, that does have a kind of a unique spin on the vampire meta lore, right? But I
No,
really
they're
like
plenty
some,
cool. Don't get me wrong. I just think everything
but
else
the
is cooler.
werewolves are so. But I'm sorry, I agree. The werewolves are so much cooler.
The mages are really cool too. I've had some fun with those as well. So
I haven't looked too deep down into the mages yet, but I really fucking like the werewolf setting.
yeah, the werewolves are cool.
I think the werewolf, like basically having kind of a bead on like the greater conflict at play
Hmm.
that nobody else seems to really know or care about, is really, really cool.
Or they have some interpretation of it on their own that like sees symptoms of it basically and like wants to deal with that.
Yeah,
I mean, because the mages kind of have a high up view too, and they have some pretty significant problems that they're aware of.
gotcha.
Um, they're pretty bad news. Although, just like with the werewolves, a lot of them are self-created problems, right?
The hunters are fucking clueless.
Well, I mean that is sort of the point of the hunters is that they are like everyday people who are given elevated power and basically like no explanation.
Right. Yeah, they just because they have no
Hmm.
idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're doing good most of the time. Most of the time. But again, the problem also is that they don't differentiate either.
Right.
Like, that's one of the issues they have, but that's such a cool fucking series. Uh, let's see. I've been tweaking a mod list to make basically Mad Max Raiders, but they are dark elves from the Elder Scrolls, and the entire map is Ashlands. Not got it ready yet.
Oh, for
Oh,
RimWorld, that's sick. Yeah, that's a cool
oh,
idea. Love
oh.
that idea. Yeah, I would love to see like this is an idea that my girlfriend had, but like basically like a fully nomadic tribe, basically like because you're sort of forced to live that way by one of the start that you get for Odyssey, where you start with a grav ship. There are like
Right.
these enemies that will show up on like an interval, like regularly that you pretty much have to run from with the ship. But you know, given that she was playing and getting used to the playstyle of moving from tile to tile, she was like, "Well, what if you tried to do this with a primitive group instead, and you had like pack animals, and you just like moved from place to place, like just gathering resources and like raiding people." And yeah, like that would be really cool for dark elf, like Ashlander tribe sort of thing.
I would
Would be neat.
fucking like, yeah. If you get that, when you get that together, Moscow, let me know, and
Hmm.
we got to get you. I've got to see this, and I probably got to try to replicate that because that's too fun. Like Ashlander Rimworld, like inject that
The
right in.
tribal RimWorld stuff is actually really cool.
That's
Like
awesome.
as much fun as like the really high tech stuff is, it's a ton of fun. But there's a lot of fun to be had at the lower tech levels too.
Let's see, Rimworld Ninja Turtles edition. Let's go. Probably not too far out there, Phil, from what I have
Oh,
seen.
I'm sure someone's done something along those lines.
Yeah, Phil's a Ninja Turtles fan, so he's probably chomping at the bit to get that new Magic set.
Yeah, there. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure none of you do, but I do. I work at a game shop for a living, so we are waiting our shipment of the Ninja Turtle Magic cards, which I am ambivalent about. I will say some of them are okay, and some of them I'm kind of like, why is this in the game? So I feel like it would have been better suited as like for those of you who know Magic at all, I think a few secret layers would have been preferred to a full set, basically.
Here's my issue with what's going on with Magic, and I think we've talked a little bit about this, and you made me laugh really hard with your example of the Dwight shoot deck.
Oh yeah, Dwight Schrute from The Office is a
Um,
is a Magic card that you can lose a game to.
so at a certain point, there is specific fucking lore. And again, I'm not as tapped into Magic as say you or Phil are. But it seems to me that it's an existing world with pre-existing heroes and
Hmm.
villains and monsters
Right.
and lore. And now it seems like every half a fucking week there's some new extended universe thing that is infringing on this, not only making the game itself more complex and more anachronistic and more silly ass, but at the same time also destroying the actual lore of the world that's been built. It doesn't seem like it's a problem yet because apparently you say the sales are good, and the sales have
Well,
continued to be good. But
sales and like what we want are not always the same thing. A lot of people who are buying, like a lot of people who play Magic,
100%.
like don't like these
Do
things, but
you
then
do
they're
you
selling
feel
cards to people who collect instead. People who are Ninja Turtles fans are getting Magic cards and then never playing a Magic game. And to the Magic company, that's just money. To WotC, that's just
now?
money.
That's a real good fucking point actually. So, and I think we kind of face that in gaming too. So you have people who are doing it for the game. They actually like the game, but some people are gameplay hounds. They just want to build the strongest deck, and they're interested in the
Hmm.
mechanics of the game. Then
Spikes,
you've got
yeah.
another group of people that come along, and they're like, "No, I'm actually collecting for like the actual story and lore
Hmm.
behind the game." And then you've got another group of people that are just, I'm here for all the cards, for whatever reason, whether to flip or sell or to add to a binder.
Yeah.
And so you're actually not dealing with one specific customer group; you're dealing with three.
Hmm. Well, not only that, but Magic has different formats too, right? And so, like, it has Commander, which is the most popular format, but there are 60 card formats too. And different people who play different formats want different things from the game as well. So, I mean, it is the most complicated game in the world for a reason. Like,
Right.
it just is.
A thing just I can't get it out of my head. It's an earworm that's just there for good, and it's you saying that I don't want to lose to Dwight Schrute.
It's true. I don't want to
I
lose to
don't want to
SpongeBob
sit
either.
across. Yeah, I don't want to sit
Yeah.
across the table from some jackass.
To be fair, I don't want to win against those decks either.
I
Like,
don't want that guy in. I don't want to play across the table from the Dwight Schrute
I don't have to take it seriously. Like, yeah.
guy. So, do you feel like long term this might become a problem, or are they in a position kind of like the games industry is, where the customers don't give a fuck and they don't give a fuck and nobody gives a fuck, and so we're just gonna all shrug our shoulders. We're gonna buy whatever slop they throw in the trough, and this is going to gradually just the enshittification of the hobby. Is that a long term thing you see happening, or do you think that eventually this gets balanced out? Eventually, enough people fall off. Is there even a fucking problem, or is this an outsider just kind of old man yelling on his porch? How do you see it?
Well, with regard to Magic specifically, like, I think that Magic is ultimately a player's game, and like, we are sort of at a point in Magic's popularity where it kind of has a meme quality to it, you know? Like the One Ring card that they printed that was bought
Right.
by Post Malone for $1 million, you know, like it's sort of like I forget which one of the Pauls it was, but one of the Pauls, you know, did the thing where he bought the Charizard card and made a big deal about it. And so like TCGs are kind of in like a moment right now, and the collectability of them is going through the roof. Like every new game is getting scalpers to fall on it to buy every last bit of sealed product they can, like trying to flip it around. A ton of people think that they're going to make money in by like selling sealed TCG product.
And some will.
And
Some will.
yeah,
Some
and some
are
people
going to get
will
rich.
always, yeah. But what I'll say about it, as far as for players, like none of that stuff is long term. None of that stuff has legs. All that stuff is temporary. And if you enjoy playing Magic, you can just keep playing Magic through it. You know, like you can grit your teeth and you can stomp that Dwight Schrute player into the ground and make him wish he hadn't brought such a goofball deck if you want. If you want to be a jerk about it, you can also just not play. You know, be like, sorry, man, like that's not really the sort of experience I'm looking for. And
Yeah,
that's just as valid. It's just as valid as not playing against people who have like unbelievably high power, high busted decks. It's like I don't want that experience, so I won't play with that person unless I'm bringing my own deck of similar quality. Like if I had a shit post deck, maybe I would go fight the Dwight Schrute player. You know, like I'm not saying it's an invalid way of playing Magic. Basically,
right.
all these things are just like new and different ways to play Magic, and the best way to deal with it is to just have those conversations, like to be a grown up about it. Like,
Right. Yeah.
don't be an asshole. Like don't be like, hey man, I'm not playing against your Spider-Man deck because I hate that Spider-Man and everything about it. Be like, listen man, that's just not the experience I want. Like that kind of
Fair.
it breaks with my sort of mentality on it. It's cool that you enjoy it. I'm glad you do. I hope you have a good time tonight. Like, don't be a dick about it. Like,
Yeah, that's kind of the
that's
the
the thing.
adult way to the decent ish way to exit the guy who wants to fight you with the Willy Wonka chocolate factory into the pineapple under the sea into celebrities sing "We Are the World" Dick. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, okay,
Like the major concern, like if I had a major concern, it would be that they would print a stupid card, like a truly stupid card, that is that is an instant and forever staple that I would see in every deck.
and that
Like
hasn't happened.
like it's come close. There's been a couple of times we've come kind of close. Like I think that the Soul Stone, if it wasn't like you could slip the Soul Stone as an item into any like Magic set, and you can try to make that make sense, and it would work sort of basically. So I can it sort of has to have some kind of verisimilitude with the rest of the setting. Like the new Avatar set that's coming out, I think really works really well with Magic. Actually, I don't like. I feel like if you sat down at a table and you didn't know anything about Avatar and you just knew about Magic, you wouldn't be that surprised to see the Avatar cards there.
Avatar. Now, there's another series you keep telling me I've got to get into, and at some point I'm gonna have to sit down and watch it.
Yeah, I mean, The Last Airbender is worth watching. Like it's a little bit like it's a little bit rote and a little bit trite because it's for kids. But at this point in your life, you might not enjoy it as much if you'd watched it when you were younger. But it's still pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Just if I ever get time, I definitely have so much stuff I do want to experience. I'll tell you one thing about Magic that it gets me. The Junji Ito cards got me. That was
Oh
fucking
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So again, it's one of those things where also it's like, well, that thing I don't like, fuck that. But the thing I like, more of that, please.
Hmm. Hmm.
There's also kind of that
That,
element.
well, sure, yeah, absolutely. But like that's why I'm trying to like articulate what the problem actually is, and
Right.
not just I don't like that because like for instance, when they did Transformers cards, people kind of laughed about it, but they put them in a set that was explicitly about a entire planet spanning war where two master artificers mobilized the entire resources of their world into a mechanized war against one another. Like the Transformers were not that out of place in that set actually.
Yeah, isn't there a lot of mysticism around the Transformers lore, to my understanding?
I'm not a big Transformers lore head, so I respect the shit out of those people, so I will not step in it. But I
Right.
believe so. Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
there's definitely some like talk of the soul and that sort of thing. Like to my knowledge, I don't know a ton about it, but yes,
Yeah. Moscow says there's a Jurassic Park total conversion for RimWorld. God damn it!
there's also Jurassic Park Secret Lair limited set for Magic the Gathering. My friend has a Ian Malcolm deck, so you can look at Jeff Goldblum when you play Magic. Yep.
So RimWorld and Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
You're giving me pneumonia again, God damn it. That's hilarious. So you've got you've got two things we're talking about that just seem to be all encompassing, like amorphous, absorbing blobs of pop culture. It's fucking incredible. God damn it. A Jurassic Park total convert.
Yeah, that would be
I
sick
have
actually
the
to run a
fucking game. I've
dinosaur.
got to play the game.
That would be cool to run a dinosaur like farm basically. I,
Bro.
I my very high level, like here comes the humble brag or whatever, but like my very high level colony has thrumbos, which is pretty equivalent. Like they're big awesome animals, so it would be cool to do a
Well,
dinosaur sort
the
of playthrough.
thrombos better still be there.
Oh well, sure. Like, they're just
Jurassic
cool,
Park.
man. Thrumbos are neat. Oh
I
shit.
really like thrombos. They're really cool. Let's see. That is actually possible, Phil, talking about the Ninja Turtle deck. First person Silent Hill, pretty much. Yep, for the Lost in Vivo. That game that I am extremely good at. Um, a friend of mine is going to be running Vampire soonish. It'll be my first time playing World of Darkness and should be fun. Oh, you're talking about the tabletop. Oh,
Oh yeah, I hope you have fun. Like it's tabletop gaming is really fun, and Vampire is a good time. Like anything World of Darkness is a good time.
yeah, World of Darkness has amazing. background and lore. Really, really.
Hmm.
What's that other one that you had me on a rabbit hole? I need to get back into looking at it. Exalted, it's called?
Yeah, Exalted. Yeah.
Yeah, Moscow, have you heard of Exalted? Like, you and V seem to have some very similar tastes. You might check out Exalted, too.
I haven't looked into Exalted for a long time. I am an old head. I played first and second edition of it, and I
Right.
think it's on third or maybe even fourth by now. Um, but yeah, Exalted's pretty rad. Definitely like a kitchen sink sort of setting, but I always describe it as like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon meets Greek mythology. Like it's very similar, like to that sort of feel, that sort of vibe.
I'm looking at the RimWorld Ashlander screenshots that Moscow just sent me. Another wonderful innovation of actually having a big boy podcast, as I can
Hmm.
now actually look at my Discord while I talk.
Oh yeah,
Oh
me too.
my goodness. Oh, that's cool. They even got Silt Striders. That's really fucking cool. God damn it.
Yeah, Steel Striders wouldn't even be that hard to make, and they'd be pretty dope pack animals, honestly. I imagine
Let's see here.
trading is very very effective.
Oh, that's so cool. Um, let's see. Kind of like how Final Fantasy 15 shouldn't be called Final Fantasy at all because it was anything but. It wasn't even true open world. Horrible game. I haven't played Final Fantasy 15. I offboarded from Final Fantasy after 13. 13 knocked me off the Final Fantasy. So to me, Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy 1 through Final Fantasy like 9.
Mm.
And maybe 10 and maybe 12 when I get to them. But the ones that I know that I'm going to at least, I haven't played 8 and I haven't played 9. I hear 8 is bad, is the general consensus, but has an amazing card game for some reason. And I hear 9 is one of the best in the series. 13 is fucking terrible. It's a terrible game, and they should be ashamed of themselves. Now, keep in mind to give everybody my background. I skipped a lot of consoles,
Hmm.
and so I went from the Super Nintendo version of Final Fantasy VI, and the next Final Fantasy I played chronologically was when I got my PS3 for Dark Souls and Rock Band. I played Final Fantasy 13. So
Mm.
imagine the fucking culture shock.
Yeah, I have a similarly like spread out sort of Final Fantasy experience.
Yeah.
Because I played 2 and 3 on emulators
Okay.
later in life. The first one I played was 6. So I played 6, then I played
So good.
Tactics. Then I played 2 and 3 on an emulator.
Yep.
And then I played 7 later in life,
I'm halfway done with
way after anyone like of any reasonable like life experience had ever played it. I also played Final Fantasy 11, the first MMO that they did, and I
Yeah.
played Final Fantasy 14 all the way through Endwalker actually, and that is probably still my favorite Final Fantasy experience. It's very good.
You make a good case for Endwalker, and I even if I just have a watch of all the story and stuff, like just episode,
Yeah, you definitely
I've
should.
got to check out it based on what you've told me about the way that story goes.
Hmm.
It like speaks to my soul.
They do such a good job. Like
It
honestly,
speaks.
the last like 3 DLCs were really good for that game. The last three expansions were super good. Um, the Stormblood, Shadowbringers, and Endwalker were all really good. I haven't played the new one. Like after Endwalker, they sort of just reset the story, and like I get why they did that. Like I even think it was the right thing to do, but it's not what I wanted at the time. So
Right.
I and also like my life just changed in such a way where I didn't have time to play an MMO
I get
like
that.
consistently. I was playing other games, so
No,
paying a monthly fee for it just wasn't it.
I definitely get that for sure. I know a lot of people that play 14. I'll tell you, just the story of
Yeah,
Final Fantasy 14, just the story surrounding that game is a fascinating redemption arc.
it's literally just a story like simulator with like a fashion like doll simulator thing attached to it. That's really That's the end game of Final Fantasy 14 is like making your character look as like pretty or cute or cool
As
as
fabulous as
possible.
fucking
Yeah,
possible.
yeah, as incredible as you can get them, and following the story. That's pretty much it.
So just like anything, the final ascent is not money, it's not power, it's turning all of that into fashion, just like
Yeah.
anything else, which is just amazing.
hmm
So much,
Yeah,
so much of what we actually seek as humans is fucking
well,
fashion.
yeah, because even the most expensive things that you try to do in the game, for the most part, like if you're not just manipulating the market directly, which is a lot of people who play that game,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people for them that's just a money game they're chasing on its own. But yeah,
Amazing,
the most expensive stuff would be like housing and decorations of the housing and
right?
all the things that housing and guilds can do for you. Basically, you can get like an underwater vessel and an airship and all kinds of things. So
It's
it's
the
very
fucking Animal Crossing on GameCube all over again. I would
it,
watch my sister.
honestly, like that's not incomparable. It's pretty
There was this.
similar. Yeah.
There was this last pink piece of furniture thing that she needed. Like she was collecting. Her whole house was like the. It was like the Japanese
Yeah.
inspired pinkish set.
Like
And
sakura leaves. Yeah.
yeah, and she could. There was one
Sakura
thing
petals.
every fucking day she's checking it. She's getting mad, and she's like,
Yeah.
"I can't fucking get this last piece to
Mhm.
complete my house." And I don't know if she ever did it. I'd have to ask her at some point. Did you ever do that? Because and the reason is that I'm so interested in that kind of thing is because literally that game kept me for like the only GameCube games I ever completed were Zelda Twilight Princess and Resident Evil 4 because it was her GameCube and she was an Animal Crossing girl
Mhm.
and I had no time to do it. I had to pick my games carefully. So, fun piece of zoo trivia here. I have actually, contrary to popular belief, I'm known as a little bit of a GameCube hater. I have completed 2 GameCube games.
Yeah. Didn't you play Sunshine at my insistence?
I well now I've yes, Sunshine I did. So now I can actually say I've completed a little bit more. I didn't beat Wind Waker, but I played some Wind Waker. On the original GameCube, and I played some Luigi's Mansion on the original GameCube. My main GameCube games were Resident Evil 4 and Twilight Princess. I beat all the way through. And
Yeah.
later on, I did Super Mario Sunshine after I called it Window Washer Mario for years. And you're just like, well,
hmm
maybe you should play that instead of just mouthing off about it because it's not that at all. And like I can understand, I hope people can understand why I had that impression by the dog shit commercials that game had.
The marketing wasn't good. Yeah. It was very like I don't know. I feel like that came from like an era that was like very focused on like superficial street crime, like get the graffiti off the walls, kids. Like
It definitely did. Yeah,
yeah,
that was
and the
because that was
vibe
early two
is
thousands, right?
yeah, the vibes are rotten about that
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. Clean everything up. I'm like, what the fuck is this window washing? What does this have to do with Mario? And then there's the Bongo Donkey Kong game, and there's the only fucking Kirby game for that system was the Racing Weird Star game where you
hmm
couldn't even fucking all you could control was you couldn't even accelerate. Like you move, and there's the Mario Kart where it's like tag team Mario. Like, every fucking game was either some weird spin on something or just something with the skin ripped off and applied to another game. Like there's a
Yeah,
lot.
I low key barely remember like what Kirby is even supposed to be at this point because we've gotten
Oh,
like no actual Kirby games for so long.
Kirby, at its heart, Kirby is a platformer beat 'em up.
I know, like, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's Nintendo's take on the beat 'em up, despite what angry YouTubers in your video comments will tell you. And I literally had this guy be like, "Yeah, they fucking beat him up. They fucking beat him up." I'm like, "Dude, why don't you go? Go listen to the Iwata asks. Go listen to
hmm
what Sakurai says about Kirby. It's a fucking beat 'em up. It's a platforming beat 'em up. It's literally their cutesy take on the beat 'em up. That's why there's. You ever notice that there's so many on most Kirby games? There's so many goddamn enemies in front of you
You know,
that you can't even go
it
around.
does
You have to
seem.
beat the
You know
shit out of
what? Pretty much, isn't it so that Super Smash Brothers is basically a Kirby game because it's all just like aerials, like it's just like coming at
Yes,
people from the air,
yes, it's
like
the
an
Kirby.
asshole, like a floaty asshole. Like I do think that's the real Kirby game that we've gotten this whole
Oh,
time
that's a great take. Yeah, so the
has
true
been
Kirby was
Super
Smash
Smash
all along,
Brothers. Yeah,
and it makes sense because it was Sakurai. That's his baby.
yeah, hmm
So it is
yeah,
the real. Also, he's the main character in like every
yeah.
fucking Kirby
I'm
game.
telling you, you know what? I think I'm right, actually.
World of Light, he's the only one that survives like all the other people getting
Yeah.
shadowified.
hmm
That's World of Light is Kirby's story.
Yeah.
Interesting. I love that. But yeah, Phil, Final Fantasy, I've got a strange experience with Final Fantasy, and Square's on my shit list. They're Square Anus right now. They're not Square Enix anymore because they're just making such bullshit decisions. So they can Square can go fuck themselves right now.
Yeah,
I'm buying
I
all of their
agree.
games used, and only if they don't have a game keycard. I'm buying all their shit used from now on. I'm not giving them a sell through anymore. Let's see here, and there's a lot of companies on my shit list for that, by the way. Let's see here. You ever heard of Hunter the Parenting Zoo? I haven't, but I'm gonna hear about it now. Let's see, Hunter the Parenting. It's a fan series. Oh, is this like? Ooh, okay. The Parenting is a show made and produced. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to check this out. So that's cool. That's really cool. Um, Speaking of other things that people should check out that are fan projects, now somebody made an entire JoJo episode. Now you may be saying to yourself, Zoo, that's ridiculous. You can't just make your own JoJo. Well, yes, you can, actually. And I'll have to get the name. I can't ever remember the name of it, but there's 3 episodes out right now over the last 2 years they've been, or 3 years they've been working on this. And
hmm
it's set in Mexico, and it's pretty fucking good, guys. It's pretty fucking
Nice.
good. And it makes the wait for Steel Ball Run a little bit less painful.
I am interested to see Steel Ball Run as an anime. Like, I think it's going to be really
Oh,
visually interesting.
it's gonna be good. This is the
Especially
one.
like, Diamond is Unbreakable and Stone Ocean are both so like visually appealing. They're really really pretty. So I'm looking forward to see what they do with all the fast moving scenes and like flashy vehicles and everything.
So part 4 was always my favorite.
It's very good.
Always. But
It's real
I've
good.
gotta tell you, I think you might be onto something with Stone Ocean.
Stone Ocean is so good. It's so
Stone,
fucking good.
Stone Ocean is really fucking. It's really good. It's really really good. I didn't. Might be a hot take for some JoJo stands. I didn't care for part 5. I couldn't connect with it. I just couldn't.
hmm
Didn't care for it. Also, I'm one of those people who actually don't really care for parts 1 and 2 that much either.
That's even more controversial than part 5. I feel
Yeah,
a lot of people are super attached.
I like Joseph.
You like your stands. You like your stands. You don't like
It's
the
not well.
Hamon and
It's so one of the things is
the
yeah.
Pillar Men.
I think I'll tell you when that series hooked me. There's a specific moment where that series fucking hooked me, and it was actually not even all the way through. So part 1 and part 2 are okay. They're not bad. They're okay. But I felt like I'm like, what is this doing to differentiate itself from honestly a hundred other better shonens, right?
hmm
That was kind of my thinking on that because I didn't know anything about JoJo at the time. I was started at part 1 and 2. I almost didn't make it. It's not that they're bad. It's just that, and it had their fun moments, like Cars literally being punched into outer space to beat him.
hmm
Just some of the fucking most hilarious, awesome shit ever. That was
Yeah.
cool. That was ridiculous and perfectly JoJo, and that was one like, okay, I'm paying attention. But the thing that got me was okay, they're on a boat, and there's a ape. There's a psychic ape.
Oh,
His
that.
hand is basically
Yeah.
the boat strength.
That's in 3.
That's part 3. That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
this
that's
is
part 3. Yeah.
part 3, and He's getting ready to like attack the girl that's hanging with him. And all of a sudden, it swaps over to JoJo, who's like, "Oh, can I help you with something?" And he like flicks a badge, and it fucking hits this orangutan in between the eyes, and he goes flying. And Joe Taro's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hurt your pride?" "Oh, wait, I didn't. Apes don't have pride." And this fucking ape, like, and him start this fight, like, so it's JoJo versus the orangutan, and I'm just like, this is wacky and crazy and stupid, and I fucking love this. Like,
Probably any even the most muscle bound dude probably loses to an orangutan in real life for what
it's
it's worth.
so funny. Yeah, it's such
They're
a
really strong.
premise. Yeah, see, no, the orangutan doesn't even need the fucking stand.
Yeah, they're just really strong.
But yeah, Jotaro punching an orangutan in the face.
And
Yeah,
then insulting it.
yes, amazing. The other thing, and there's more, and then the series just builds and gets more and more ridiculous. Like you've got Kira versus like the cat who died and became a flower.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of like his most deadly battles, and the cat almost wins. The cat that is now a flower almost wins. Like these are just moments that if you were to just show these to somebody out of context, they would be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Even in context, they're pretty absurd.
They're pretty absurd. Yeah, they really are. Like also the fact that all the villains, like starting from that season on, like it's like, I keep an eye out. Anybody can be a stand user, and so like there's this one that's like the sailor, and it's like you've got these little normie, like little mini people that are just like working the boat. Then all of a sudden there's like one of the first mates, and he's like this fucking 7 foot tall brick shit house. It's like muscles are popping out of his fucking shirt, and he's like, "Your cabin is this way, gentlemen." It's like, yeah, that's the stand user. It's so fucking easy. This one's like, yeah, the guy that's building
Yeah,
a brick shit house and 9 feet tall. That's the guy.
Rocky's pretty transparent about his interests.
Yes, yes. And I think you and I were having a conversation about like some of the artwork and some of the artists that were really inspirational to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just say it makes sense. It absolutely
Yeah.
makes
Oh
sense.
yeah, it's Tom of
And,
Finland for sure.
and it's a reason why. And then you got characters like Rohan and watch JoJo. Watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Don't watch all of it, but some of it is good.
Yes.
Watch Stone Ocean for sure. It's great.
Stone Ocean is really good. And part 4 is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Part 3 is good, but it's almost got a villain of the week type deal to where
it's a very shonen show.
Yeah, it can wear out its welcome fast. Whereas I feel like parts 4, which is like everyday stuff, and it's like it's much smaller in scope in terms of its stakes, and I find that to be really refreshing. And it's more the exploration of this one batshit little town on the coast,
Mm-hmm.
Moria. And Stone Ocean is just incredible in the way it looks at fate and the way it looks. It has a lot to say, actually.
Yeah, Prison Escape is always a very cool story. So.
And it's a prison break story. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it's one of the best prison break stories. Anyway, so therein lies the this has been your Liquored Up Live, like episodically JoJo derailment. So anyway, so while I've already done Tribal Ashlanders in RimWorld, now I want to give them assault rifles and trucks.
That's what's up. Trucks, I know there's mods for vehicles. I haven't messed with those at all, but that does seem interesting.
Let's see. Yeah, it does seem cool. Hook me up, Zoo, please, and thank you. It can't be any worse than Spider-Man. That set was garbage. I think he's talking about the Ninja Turtle cards. Ask the wrong person. V might be able to have the hook up. But
there are some okay cards in the Spider-Man set, but like I legitimately think if it would have been half the size, cut like a bunch of the bad cards that aren't like useful or good that they just like threw in to make it a standard deck, and then don't make it a standard. Like literally all the problems of the set I feel come from the fact that they tried to make it a standard available set, which means that it needed to be draftable, it needed to have cards to fill roles basically for limited play and to try to affect the standard metagame. And I think both of those were just mistakes. Like there wasn't enough meat on the bone to get something that big.
I heard a lot of people were really upset about the Spider-Man deck.
I feel like it's a little bit overblown, and it's also sort of like a straw that broke the camel's back kind of situation where people
Right.
are getting kind of tired of the reckless pace of everything. Now, what I would like to say is that, well, we have been complaining that Wizards has been making too many sets per year, and the release schedule is basically nonstop, and that has been the complaint.
Okay.
And what I'd like to be able to say is that, well, you can just skip some of these releases then if they don't interest you, right? Like that would
Yes,
maybe be
true.
the right solution. Except then what they do is like what I said before about making the set standard legal. Now, if you play standard, you have to know about those cards. Like you have to understand the effect that those new cards have on the metagame.
Yeah. That, that
And
that
yeah,
honestly makes the game feel like it's almost impossible because you would need an encyclopedic knowledge of what millions of cards at this point.
well, that is what playing an eternal format is. So like Commander is an eternal format where all the cards are played all the time, basically, aside from a very small limited list of banned cards.
Oh, so that's only a
Um,
problem for Eternal.
yeah, and
Okay.
then well, but it's also an issue for
Ugh.
Standard at this point because the release schedule is so like it used to be that they would be like a smaller number of sets in Standard. That was the whole point of Standard, is that it was the most recent sets basically. But now there are so many
So other cards would
releases.
wash out as
Yeah, that's the whole point of it, is that there's a constant, changing metagame as new
okay.
sets come out. It encourages people to buy the newer cards, and it encourages people to keep thinking and keep brewing with the new cards that come out. The
Yeah.
problem is that like when you make a set like that, there are slots that need to be filled, like in the gameplay pieces and their capacity that are required from them. And like to meet all of those slots, you have to have cards that fit those themes. And I just don't
Right.
think there was enough thematic meat on the Spider-Man bone to make a full standard legal set, basically. Like,
Right, which is a problem because now you can't really play with it. So
I mean, you can, and we're stuck with it. There are some choice cards from it that are pretty scary, but I think it's more of a problem for Commander players who just don't want to sit down across the table from it.
right.
Um, personally, like they do have an answer for this, which they have deployed sometimes. If they were more consistent about giving us this option, I feel like people would complain less. So
Right.
they offer these printings of like if there's a mechanically unique universes beyond card, like let's say there's a Michelangelo card that has unique rules, like there is no equivalent existing card that uses the same rules as that card. Oftentimes they will release a in-universe equivalent of that card. So like for the Stranger Things release, they had all the kids from Stranger Things as like commanders or whatever, but then they released later a series of mechanically identical cards that were skinned and named after existing characters, after like characters that would exist in magic universes instead.
Gotcha. I can see where that could start to get really complex. So now
Yeah.
you don't even know where to get the fucking cards.
Hmm.
Like, man. Says that's true. Phil says, what's happening to Magic is what's happening pretty much in the games industry. They
Yeah,
don't
it's
do what the
Fortnitification.
yeah, they don't do what the community wants to do. They do what they want that makes money, even if it hurts the brand or IP.
Hmm.
Is what Phil says. Well, yeah, that's it's that constant tug of war, right, between customers and corporations.
Hmm.
And sometimes it seems like we're winning, and sometimes it seems like the corporations are winning. And lately, it
Hmm.
just seems like customers are taking a lot of L's
Hmm.
across the board. Like Rush Dog says, Dwight was a winner. He owned a beet farm, owned an office building, and was consistently the top paper salesman at Dundee Mifflin.
So now I know how Rush Dog judges a winner. Interesting.
Ah, if he's indeed being serious with that.
Hmm.
Let's see here. Kind of like that get used to it dude on my Twitter, right, Zoo? Yeah, that dude. So that dude's just a young moron. That's the thing. So you got to remember that, Phil. That guy. Look at that. Look at the profile picture of that kid.
Mhm.
Kid is like 20 years old. He doesn't know.
Oh yeah, he's not done cooking yet.
He doesn't know anything. So yeah, get used to it, kid. What get used to it, kid doesn't understand about that attitude with gamers is that we don't have to get used to fucking anything. We don't have to get used to shit. We can just leave. We can just take our money
Mhm.
and go to other hobbies and go elsewhere.
Mhm.
And if that happens, that's what happened to the game industry back in the Great Recession. Is they all banked on the super duper HD games. It was the first HD generation with the PS3 and the Xbox 360, and they said, "Hey, we'll put dog shit out on that stupid fucking Wii console, and we will use their stupid casual money to fund HD game development on the HD twins." And turns out that people like those dumb fucking casual gamers weren't as stupid as the game industry thought they were. They know quality from trash. They didn't buy their garbage Wii games. And so all that sweet casual money disappeared. And then they got to go bankrupt trying to sell to the freaks on Xbox 360 and PS3. And
Mhm.
we lost 250 game developer studios in that time. It was like 250 studios went under. THQ drawn and quartered. So that's the thing. And what happens when that happens is number one, when if less customers means less dollars, which means less games are being made by those publishers. Number two, they're going to leverage the gamers that are left. So as the game industry shrinks, what's going to happen is they're not just going to be like, "Oh shit, I guess we just have to tell our shareholders that we're just not making as much money." Is that what's going to happen, Phil? No. What's going to happen, 20-year-old kid, is you're still there. You're telling everybody else to just get used to it and suck it up. They're going to charge you more for shittier products.
Mhm.
That's what's going to happen. They're going to take the $50 or the $60 that you all used to pay. Well, there's some people that are gone and they don't pay that anymore. It's $70 now. It's $80 now.
Well, that like bumping up incremental prices on game purchases it is bad behavior, but it's not the behavior we're going to see more of. The behavior we're really going to see, the insidious behavior we're going to see, is going to be removing the ceiling on how much you can pay for a game. So instead of you buy the $60 game and it's the whole game, you buy the $70 game, it's the whole game. They want you paying hundreds of dollars for the same game. That's
Madden,
what they want.
Madden, Call of Duty,
That's
Battlefield. Yeah.
yeah, that's the whale hunting method, is let somebody in for a low price and then piecemeal them for the rest of it. Get hundreds. I mean, to be fair, a game like RimWorld recently did that to me because I bought RimWorld, I loved it, and then
Yeah.
I one by one bought the DLC for it. And that game probably, I mean, I did wait for sales and things like that, but that game did cost me a pretty penny in the end. I did pay quite a bit for it. That said, though, it is not a very new game. The DLC was new, but the game itself is not. And out of all the games that I've got on my list of recently played, I don't think any of them are from the last couple of years of game development at all. You know,
That's
I have the library to go and play games. I don't have to buy new ones.
that's kind of where I'm at right now, and it's where a lot of gamers are at, and that's becoming a problem. Like your average video game player is playing a game from 10 plus years ago.
Yeah,
Like a lot of their list is not new games. They might have one new
yeah,
game on that
yeah. I
list.
got Dark Souls 2 on here. I've been playing Mass
Yep,
Effect, the original Mass Effect trilogy.
yep.
I got XCOM Enemy Unknown. I've got The Long Dark. You know, I've got hell. I've got Sid Meier's Civilization 5. If you really want to cut deep, guys.
And so I'll say a couple things regarding that. Number one, I think you're right. I think they are going to be whale hunting. Um, the first thing I'll say is, yeah, go look at the Steam top tens at any given time. They're all indie games or they're all older games. It's pretty fucking crazy. Like the top game right now is a game called Ball X Pit, and it's a fucking indie game that was made by like fucking 5 people, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like an arachnoid style breakout style game, basically.
Huh.
and it's supposed to be really fucking good. Or Dispatch, which is made by former Telltale developers, right?
Oh, cool.
No, Dispatch is incredible. Me and Phil were playing Dispatch. It's kind of a mix of a I don't know what the actual term for the game is. It's got the visual novel elements, but then interspersed is you go in for your shift. You're a dispatcher for a superhero company. So all these different people, they pay a monthly fee to access superhero services, and so you're taking a team of former fuck up supervillains, and your job is to reform them and turn them into a good unit for this company.
Hmm.
And so you have to dispatch them. So like there might be a cat stuck in a tree on one. You have to pick the right superhero to go get the cat out of the tree and also not scare the shit out of the kid. And then there might be another situation here where grandma fell down, and so you got to get grandma, you've got to get her to the hospital, and you got to pick the right person to do that. And
Gotcha.
so I guess it's like a strategy or it's kind of a little bit of that strategy element mixed in with like a visual novel game, and the
Hmm.
characters are really good, and it's been good so far. Me and Phil just played it. That was our last stream, and it was fun. I had a lot of fun with it.
That's
So you've
cool.
got games like that. You've got indie games. So the first thing I'll say is more and more you're seeing indie games disrupt these AAA publishers. Ball X Pit is literally making millions of dollars on a budget that is not even half of what these hundreds of. I think what's the last couple? Like Assassin's Creed Shadows had like a 400, $500 million fucking budget. And
I that confuses me. Like I don't know why you'd spend that much money
how can you make a
on a
like?
game like that.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the actual ceiling, when you spend that much on a game, you
Uh,
have to make an abnormal like the ceiling for becoming a success
Also,
is
like I haven't been an Assassin's Creed head for a while. Like I haven't played the one since like the trilogy on Assassin's Creed 2. I played 4, Black Flag. That was a lot of fun, but for me, I just like how many stealth games do we need in Edo period Japan? Like what ground are you breaking? Like what are you doing in that area and in that time again?
the
Like
last the last Assassin's Creed I played was Assassin's Creed Black Flag, so it's been a while. I was interested in it, but then it comes over on a fucking motherfucking game key card. It's like, nope, I'll pass. $70, nope.
mhm.
Not paying $70, not buying your fucking key card.
Yeah, I mean, Ubisoft games are a pain on PC too because you have to use their fucking launcher. Like I, for the most part, just avoid
Yeah,
them.
that too. That
Like
too.
that's a big reason why I haven't gone back and played more of 4, even though that game is really enjoyable. I just don't want to fuck
Right.
around with their stupid launcher.
No, I totally get that. That's one of the good things about that game on the Switch is you just you put your Switch into airplane mode
Hmm.
and they can't do shit. Literally,
Oh, nice.
you
Okay.
can't download the DLC, but you don't need the launcher in that case.
Right.
That's the first thing I tested because okay, it's going right back to the game store.
Now,
The
did you
launcher.
know that there was an Assassin's Creed set for Magic?
I did not. That's kind of
it,
cool.
it wasn't that successful.
Right.
It,
Yeah, because
it
believe it or not, Assassin's Creed isn't that actually that big of a
it's
property.
really not that popular.
It's
Yeah.
not that big of a property, which
Hmm.
is why it's fucking insane that you'd spend that kind of money on the goddamn thing.
Yeah.
But they do. They do. Like, let's see. So there's that portion of it. Yeah, the second thing I wanted to say about you know the way this is going with is the fact that yeah, it's going to get to a point where indie games are going to disrupt these companies, and you're going to
Hmm.
start to see them move upstream. You're already starting to see everybody retreat. What's everybody retreating into now? The open worlds. Everything, even fucking Mario Kart's got to be open world now because it's the last moat in between these AAA
Yeah.
developers and the indie studios. And I got to
Yeah.
tell you, that moat's starting to fall too.
Well, like, I mean, it already did, right? Like, Minecraft blew every last one of them
Minecraft,
out of the water,
yeah,
and that was a long time ago.
yes
Like,
sir.
RimWorld is, especially now in the world of grav ships and that sort of thing, it is very much an open world game as well.
100%. That's a great point actually, and it's made more money than any open world game except maybe GTA.
Yeah, Minecraft is big money.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
always has been.
monster.
I have very limited experience with Minecraft. I played a bespoke mod pack for Minecraft called Life in the Woods Renaissance. That was like a solo adventure, kind of somber, nature loving, like a vegan mod pack. Basically, you could do everything in
Right.
the game without killing anything. It was focused very much on growing and building and exploring. It was very fun. But it it hasn't been maintained for many years, and I don't even know how I would set that up again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always sad when you see like a favorite project or something like that just kind of get abandoned. And I would have the same if Tamriel Rebuilt ever just stopped.
Mhm.
Even though I kind of got my issues with kind of some of the stuff recently going on there, but I would still be so sad because it's such a old and storied modding project, right? And
Mhm.
like never stop, guys, never stop. Keep giving us that goodness. Um, can't wait to see the expansion on like the slaves and slavers content and
Oh
giving
yeah.
some of those slaves characterizations. So cool that they're working on that.
I mean, I've literally got like a House Lalu abolitionist character that I've
Yes,
been working on for a long time, so it would be really cool to have any kind of interactability with that sort of thing.
100%.
Hmm.
Um, let's see. They got horror themed Furby secret lair set for Magic. I'm not kidding. I saw that, and I gotta tell you, I think it fits right in with
So
Furby. I
the
think
I
it's
agree that the horror one does, but there were three different Furby sets, and two of them were like unironic cutesy
oh
cards.
okay.
The
You know,
third one is horror, and that one is actually pretty based. Like that one does kind of rule.
Furby is horrifying. That's one of those horrifying kids' toys.
Yeah, like there's literally a counter spell with Furby on it, and I just want you to think about you try to cast your game winning spell, and it's stopped by a fucking Furby.
Like, oh, I remember those things. I remember as a kid seeing those things. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, they're
Don't like that.
strange.
I don't like that. I remember having that. Don't like that. Kind of like that. Does anybody else remember besides me? Remember Mr. Bucket?
Of course, I remember
Like
Mr. Bucket.
the okay, Mr. Bucket. Yeah,
Buckets of
Mr.
fun.
Bucket's another one. Buckets of fun, but like the commercial is the thing that like I think Angry Video Game Nerd brought this up. And it's like if you go watch that commercial, it's just like what the fuck were they thinking? And
Yeah,
here's what they were thinking. By the way, they weren't thinking about it at all because they're not fucking gutter minded people.
yeah,
But yeah, Mr. Bucket, put your balls in my mouth, Mr. Bucket.
yeah. It
Put
was
them out of my mouth. Like
definitely, yeah.
that's actual fucking theme song.
I mean, you have to keep in mind these are the people that like made lawn darts and like gas powered pogo sticks and stuff. Like these people have no regard for what they build.
Right, like but that one was just man, like just to go back, like you didn't think anything of it, back in the day. But
Hmm.
looking at that commercial from like an adult's perspective, it's like,
I don't know, man. I'm
wow.
pretty sure that, like we were in middle school and we figured that shit out. So,
Oh, we were all laughing. To be fair, we were all laughing about it.
uh,
But but yeah, oh, Mr. Bucket. Oh my god, I kind of want to find that commercial. Just like there's some. We also had like the Big John that was like the board game where you would like flush little turds and they'd roll out of the fucking toilet or some shit. So we had Big John, we had Gooey Louie where you'd like pick boogers out of Louie's nose, and if you picked the wrong Gooey, his brains pop out. Like the
I had
nineties, the
uh,
nineties was a fucking vibe, man.
yeah, I had a creepy crawlers baking
Mm-hmm.
set, which is basically just like the little girl's baking set, but for like creepy little greebly people instead.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
it's pretty good.
that was a popular one too. Yeah, because yeah, girls had the Easy Bake Oven and Snack Center, and they're like, "Oh, gotta have one." Kids won't enjoy baking cookies. Little boys won't, because of course they won't, right? Who doesn't like
Well,
fucking baking delicious snacks? So we'll give them the fucking plastic spiders. I'll be
it's
honest.
it's okay. You weren't missing out on anything. I've had those snacks before and they were no good. So
Oh, because I got the creepy
you
crawler set.
you try, yeah, the creepy crawler set was way cooler because like it's way
Okay,
better to have like a little rubber guy that you can put together that you make whatever color you want it to be. Like that's a lot cooler than like having a
shitty snack,
like
like
yeah,
bad
like
snack.
a cupcake that was cooked under a light bulb. Like
Oh, I never
yeah,
even
you're
thought
just
about
not
that.
interested
Yeah,
in
okay,
that.
okay. All right, because I remember getting the creepy crawlers and Amber's munching on the Easy Bake Oven, and I'm just like, can I have no, go play with your creepy crawlers. You don't get this.
Thank God kids these days can just use an air fryer, like from childhood. Like, why do I need an easy bake oven when I can
A
just use
hundred
the air
percent.
fryer? Like,
Yeah, they
use the
don't even
toaster
have
oven. Like, what is this bullshit?
it. Let's see here. If they make an Elder Scrolls Magic set, Zoo is going to be one broke homeless ghost. He'll get the whole set. LOL.
Oh
Uh,
man, give
at
me
least,
a Devathsphere 5-color blob monster. That'd be sick.
yeah, or at least until I pull the Daddy Dagoth card.
Yeah, Dagoth Ur would be
A good card. That'd be
probably Mardu, black, red, and white. I would guess. People will be aghast that I suggest white, but he very much has a lot to do with, you know, uh, ghostly order and following along a certain set of his own. It's very religious. Like,
a
that,
hundred
yeah, there's a
percent.
lot of that there. I think.
He's the Charmat.
Yeah.
100%. And again, like the tribunal did take out there. So
Real talk. That whole world is rife for a magic set. They could easily do it.
holy shit, yeah.
Wouldn't be hard at all.
But man, they did Dagoth there dirty.
Mm-hmm.
They did that whole sixth house dirty.
Oh sure, like in the actual lore, yeah.
To put an entire great house to the sword to protect your fucking dirty secret that's wild.
Well, like, magic is no stranger to false gods, right? So it would be very interesting to see like what brand of god they would be.
Yeah, that would
because
be
all the gods from different planes have their own sort of way to be indestructible.
right.
So I would love to know what theirs would be, what mechanic they would use.
Yeah, I mean, maybe do pre-heart and post-heart cards. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Not gonna lie.
I know a Transformers. I know a Transformers girly. If I remember, I will ask her about it if I remember to.
Oh wow, that chat's way behind. Gosh.
Oh god, yeah, that's a common thing on this show. Phil, he won't. The entire deck will be ESO mounts. Yeah, that's a good way to make me not buy. Yeah. Hook me up with them turtle cards, V. I need them all.
I'm waiting for a Lost Ronin card. I haven't seen one yet.
The last, they're going to do the Last Ronin.
Yeah, Last Ronin would be really cool.
Spoiler. Do we want to say? Now, I'm gonna not say it just in case there's people that don't know yet. But
yeah,
put in the chat who you think the Last Ronin is. And if you haven't read the Last Ronin, read the Last Ronin. That is a legitimately incredible Ninja Turtle story. 8 is not bad. People didn't like the magic saw system, so they say it's terrible. Okay. Well, I'll get to find out eventually. Again, Square's not at the top of my playlist right now because I'm mad at them.
Yeah, for real.
But and I don't want to give them publicity, even with my tiny channel. That's how angry I am. But eventually, I'll get to Square. But they're at the back of the line with it right now. Anybody who's favoring these game key cards or not giving upgrade paths, back of the line with you. It's the little petty thing I can do to give you guys a middle finger. Back of the line for reviews. You don't want to put out actual physical releases. You don't want to even give people a fucking goddamn upgrade path.
They're also firing people. Like, they're having mass layoffs.
They did just do mass layoffs for North America. It's such shit.
Rats.
Absolute rat behavior. 100% bullshit company. Square Enix. They're not acting very human. They're acting like they're some kind of alien with a square anus. So they are square.
You know, wombats shit squares. Cubes.
God damn it! So now wombats don't. I have to come up with a new name because wombats don't deserve that. They don't deserve to be compared with Square Enix. So, fair play. Shit squares.
Wombats are great.
Wombats are great. I didn't know they shit squares though.
Yeah, they shit little cubes. Actually, there has been some pretty extensive study of the wombat's anus because because basically it can be, they studied it in order to figure out ways to extrude cubes
Right.
with industrial devices. They
It
did the
is a
same thing.
use. It is a
They did the same thing
useful.
with the horse's ass for spheres,
Right.
because the horse's ass can exert can extrude spheres in a row rapidly while in motion. So
Yeah.
like that has been
There is.
studied for industrial capacity.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I'm an animal person, so
No, 100%.
I know a lot about
That's
animals.
fucking fascinating, by the way. And it just goes to show you, like, how much is nature hiding and concealing?
We have learned so much just from studying what animals do.
It's probably accounts for a lot of our industrial capacity.
Yeah, a ton of it. Yeah.
We just saw animals and we're like, huh, I wonder if we can find a way to do that too. To
And then we scale it up. Like that's our
Yeah.
thing. Our capacity to scale things up
Yes.
is like so unbelievable compared to every other thing we run into. Like that's really one of our major advantages.
Yeah, it's one of the
It's
things we
also a downside.
Yeah, it's a huge downside these days. But yeah, our ability to scale up, our ability to basically bend the universe to our will,
Yeah.
like with things like that. The fact that we can sweat like we do, I feel like.
Yeah. Sweat's OP.
Yeah, sweat is OP. Most animals can't do it. They spend so much of their time just trying to figure out how to stay cool.
Rush Dog, I do think that probably the best playing Final Fantasy game is Tactics. But I really enjoyed the story. I don't know. I like the story from Tactics a lot too, actually.
The story from
Um,
Tactics is pretty based from what I've played so far.
I was emotionally impacted by the story from 14, like in particular. It's
Well,
very effective.
yeah, if
And I
anything
played with
told me,
friends, which has its own appeal.
yeah,
Like,
and if anything you've told me is even a third true about the direction that story goes, that speaks to my fucking soul.
yeah, it's very good.
But that said, best Final Fantasy game is Tactics. He said. That said, Final Fantasy hasn't been good for over 20 years now. Yeah, man. Um, Square Enix good now with all those layoffs, so they can dive deeper into AI. Let's be cheap, dude. The AI shit is a nightmare. I don't know if you saw my reply on social media to that guy. This guy's like hawking his fucking AI slop, and I'm literally just like, no, literally, I'm like, dude, one, you literally all you did is steal from Final Fantasy 15, and Final Fantasy 15 already feels like an AI game from what iPatch Wolf was saying in his fucking review about what a mediocre disappointment that game is. And so, like, it doesn't need a more AI. Is kind of my joke. But all you did is steal shit from Final Fantasy 15. That's all they did. That AI is a thief. That's what
Oh
AI.
yeah, it's mass
Is.
stuff for
Yes.
sure.
It just fucking takes from real artists and reamalgamates it into something shitty. Is what it does. And soulless. And if this is really the path that video games are taking, yeah, it's a good thing we've got so much actual art to go through, more than we could ever hope to play.
No doubt.
Because I'm not moving forward if that's what's going on. Is it good? Phil said. A window washing Mario game would sell like gangbusters now with all those car washing.
Low key, probably, yeah.
A window washing Mario game would sell like gangbusters now with all those car washing simulator games being a thing now. Power Washer Simulator is strangely relaxing, I gotta say. It is strangely relaxing.
I've never played that, but I have like washed things for a living, so I
Yeah.
know sort of what that means. Yeah.
I can't get into JoJo. I don't understand the interest in it. Well, Phil, we're going to have to fix that, buddy. The episodes I caught briefly was just weird. It's pretty boy muscle anime. That's why it's great, man.
That's why you got to watch Stone Ocean, because it's all women.
Yeah, it's women, and it's very good. And it kind of breaks that. And I think we're going to start streaming JoJo. We're going to pick a night. We're going to do maybe JoJo. Maybe we take a page out of OJ's book, do JoJo Fridays, and we'll just start streaming the series. I think that might be a fun watch. Phil, what do you say? Let's see. JoJo 1 and 2 are basically just different series. I personally still like them, but it's just entirely different premise. It's Pretty Boy Muscle anime where they solve their problems with insane bullshit that barely makes sense, Phil. Barely makes sense to you. You're a mere mortal. You are not an anime muscle boy.
No, some of them really do make like no sense at all.
Trying to think of like a really good one. Like it's a
The
great
one that
example.
really doesn't ever make sense to me is the one where the guy has like the little flying bacteria or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's all about like temperature, like draining you of your heat or whatever. Like, God, it's
Yes.
so dumb.
Yes.
That one was so dumb.
And Joe Taro's like, yeah. And so I flicked this finger at just the right point, and that disrupted that process. Oh no! It's-
Yeah, that one made zero sense.
uh,
Felt like I was being talked to by like a flat earther.
Spider-Man should have only been a commander, Nick, is what Phil One Up says.
I think they could have done like a Commander Deck series like they did. If they would have done something like they did with Doctor Who or like what they did with like Warhammer, it would have been fine.
Yeah, that's a good point. Just something like then.
Where
Hey,
they have like four Commander Decks, pretty much.
do you think that TMNT will be better than Spider-Man or fall into the same trap as Spider-Man? Because people say it's going to be a small set too, so I wonder about that.
I feel like it's probably going to be in a similar situation to Spider-Man. Like it like from the preview cards I've seen so far. Like I don't know. I'm not as impressed by it as I am with the Avatar stuff. And it
Yeah,
does
the Avatar
look
set
like a
looks
smaller
really
set.
good. It looks. I was looking at some of the Avatar stuff. It looks fire. To be fair to RimWorld, those are separate DLCs. They didn't release a half complete game and then make you pay extra for the missing stuff.
Oh, 100%. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, RimWorld is worth it at every price point that you pay for it. Like, for sure.
Phil One Up Collect says indie games are booming because they give us the experience we used to get from AAA studios back in the day. Before they gave into corporate greed, if we didn't have indies, we'd be in serious trouble. So what I
Yeah,
would say to that, Phil,
100%.
is indie games. I feel like indie games succeeding, or even games like Fortnite or games like Minecraft continuing, Terraria. I think these are all proof of something I've been talking about for a long time, and that is that most video games overshoot the market. I don't think we need all this shit. I don't think we need the ray tracing and the 8K,
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
120 frames per second, and the 580 refresh rate, and all this fucking shit that your average customer doesn't even know, couldn't
Yep.
even say it. They're
Hmm.
like, I don't know what that is. I don't know. I don't understand a word you just said. Does it play Mario Kart? That's kind of the eternal meme, right? Like, I just needed to play Mario Kart.
Yep.
Does it play Minecraft? Does it play Fortnite? Um, I think that these are proof that you all games, by the way, that are made to run on computers that aren't sci-fi NASA computers. Well, that's sci-fi and NASA is probably not the best reference for that these days.
Hmm.
They're pretty far behind on shit, even some of the private corporations. But point is, it's not. You don't need top tech to run the games that are best. Probably a common thread there that just most gamers don't value all this shit that they're pushing down our throats or trying to push down our throats.
Yeah.
It's everybody is talking about what a success the Switch 2 was, and don't get me wrong, 10 million shipped is it's a big success. I'm not going to say it's not, but there's still 155 million people that are still 145 million people that have a Switch 1 that are like, yeah, I'm good so far. Just saying.
Yeah, I think a lot of the people who upgraded did so because they wanted to Switch Pro.
Yeah,
Like, for
actually,
real. Like,
so
that's what it is.
so everybody knows my story. I got it as a gift. Um, Basically with my own money, which is its own funny fucking thing. But at the same time, I can't say I don't enjoy it because the first time you fire up Esper de Sai, and it goes from having minimal input lag to no input lag, and then you play one of the shitty connection shoot 'em ups, and it has like Batsugun, and Batsugun went from having fairly unacceptable lag to no input lag. Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, I think honestly, I think they might have been better off. And there's a lot of Switch, the Nintendo Defense Force and Nintendo YouTube that disagrees with me on this. I honestly feel like they would have been better off marketing that as a Switch Pro.
I mean, how they market it one way or the other, like It exists. Like, to me it sort of seems like a whale device, like a device that will be sold to people in the same way that a Switch Pro will be sold to people.
Sure.
It's for people who want more performance and who will pay for it.
Well, I feel like the Switch Pro solves a couple of problems the system has, like right now in the immediate. Number one is Furukawa is already fucking warning people. He's like, hey, um, we encourage you to explore our library, our backwards compatible library, because it's going to be slower us getting first party software out because of the complexity of modern AAA game development. He fucking said that.
Well, maybe
Now,
they should have had some games ready before they launched it.
almost like, yeah, almost that would have been interesting, huh? But the point is he's already fucking saying that. Now, Nintendo YouTube can say all they want. They can say all they fucking want, that like, oh, that's not going to be a problem. He fucking told you it's going to be a problem. He just fucking told you. You know, we parse it however you want. It's going to be a problem, and I feel like Switch Pro takes that problem away, because instead of him having to say that to a fucking room of investors, it's literally in the fucking title. It's the Switch Pro. It's going to give you more power, faster load times, less input lag. It's an overall smoother, better experience for the game, for the hundreds of and thousands of games already available to the Switch owners. I just feel like it's basically does for them what they're having to really run damage control and do now. But it is what it is. We'll see. I will say 10 million shipped is a hell of a damn good start. It's much better than I thought it would do. We'll see. I'm still waiting for spring. I want to see what that May end of year looks like. I want to see what the sell to retailer rates are, which a lot of people are making the argument it's not sold through, it's sold to retailer. It's the same fucking thing for right now, because we're literally 3 goddamn months into the system's life. That only starts to matter once the stock is there and it's been out for a while, and now we can see that they're still sitting on shelves and not selling. As long as they're moving and they're selling through and the retailers are ordering more, it doesn't matter. And we're not going to know that, guys, until spring. So that's what I tell all these sales walks is, you don't know shit until spring. It's the May end of year. It's the May fiscal. We're going to know everything we need to know about it. I can literally give you a prediction on the lifetime sales of the Switch, too, once we get that May report. I'm going to give you my final number. But until we have that, we're flying blind, man. It's doing really good out the gate. It's doing really fucking good. Will it stay that way? Don't know. I will know in May.
Well, I don't have the money for such a device, nor the inclination to purchase it. I'm a PC person. You kind of know that about me.
And that's going to be a lot. And that's the problem. That's going to be the problem. Nobody has any fucking money anymore. It's that whale capture theory that you famously put on here that is brilliant, I think, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not my idea, but yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's not a product for you. It's a product for Richie Rich.
I mean, Citigroup talked about this back in 2013, about how we were moving into an economy that was going to be defined by the top percentage of spenders, basically. Like, they are where the majority of the wealth is.
Yeah.
So mass market appeal is just not the viable strategy that it appears to be on, like, first glance. It's just not.
I hate that. God,
I hate market dynamics. Like, the fact that we're talking about this kind of sucks, but, like, yeah.
We're going to get off it. Yeah, because and here's the thing. I find myself wanting to talk about it less and less, too, because it doesn't fucking matter at the end of the day. I don't own Nintendo. I'm not a shareholder in Nintendo.
Yeah, like, it has an oblique effect on how I play games and, like, what games are available to me, but it's a pretty small, like, influence on the games I actually play.
Well, honestly, and again, the more I find myself drawn to indies and the more percentage indies make up of the games I'm playing and buying, the less effect that those numbers are going to have on me. Like, because you can't examine indie companies the way you examine. There's no point in it. Like, and it gets us back to just playing games. And I got to tell you, I've got an entire secondary channel, Switch After Dark, shameless plug, that is all about playing and then telling you guys about my experience playing these games. I've got a Super Mario Odyssey review coming out that I'm really excited about. That's literally going to be talking from the perspective of a 3D Mario hater why this game onboarded me to 3D Mario, and now I'm excited to play the old games again with a fresh set of eyes. I don't know if I'm still going to probably have problems. One of my problems with 3D Mario is the camera and only having one thumbstick. It's really awkward with that Z axis. But my understanding is the Switch adds twin thumbstick play to all those games. So I might really enjoy the shit out of them now. And it's a really fun adventure, and I get to play these games, and I get to tell you guys about these games. And it's like, wow, I'm actually fucking playing video games and talking about video games again.
Wow.
Instead of all this, which is the advice you fucking gave me a year and a half ago last time you were on this fucking show. And I'm kind of a dum-dum with that kind of stuff. It takes a little while to sink in.
Well, there's like a whole culture to it, right? Like of people who spend so much time just like talking about how like things sold. And like, okay, I will be playing games instead.
And I'm still guilty of that, but I'm getting better. I'm definitely getting better. Where it's like, why does this fucking matter? Why am why?
Like how you can mention it as part of your analysis, like someone like Noah Caldwell Gervais, right? The influencer.
Shout out to
he will often bring up like how the game sells in the course of his like hour-long video or whatever, but it doesn't take more than 5 minutes of his conversation. That's like one aspect of the game he wants to talk about, and there's no reason to not talk about that aspect of the game, but like to spend all of your thought and analysis on it. Like it really does feel very much like that thing where it's what you value because you can measure it. Like you can't measure how much fun you had with this game, but you can measure how many people bought it.
Yeah, and that's what I've always kind of used it as a barometer for. So it's not a barometer for the quality of a game. It sure as fuck isn't that. But it is a barometer. You can kind of see, did this? So for example, 2D Mario versus 3D Mario, and I just mentioned that very offhandedly in the Odyssey review. I'm like, hey, whatever I say here, Mario Odyssey is literally, that's part of the narrative of that game. Is Mario Odyssey is the moment where 3D Mario became an actual fucking system seller. Mm-hmm. It's undeniable. 30 million people. It's undeniable. To put that in perspective, it blows everything I've ever said about 2D versus 3D. It throws it in the fucking trash. Because not adjusted for population, Mario Odyssey will outsell every 2D Mario game except Mario 1. Except the original Mario Brothers. It throws the entire analysis in the trash at this point. Why wouldn't you make the 3D Mario now? Especially considering how uninspired 2D Mario just is.
Well, it's that thing we're running into, like, with Magic to some degree too, right? Like, what people buy is not necessarily what people play. Like, a lot of people buy something because it's the new thing, because like it's sort of with Pokemon, right? Like ZA sold a lot, actually. It sold pretty well from what I understand. Well, yeah. I'm not going to get a copy of it though because it's not what I want. But my signal is overridden by the signal of all the people who bought the game.
True.
So like. It's sort of the same thing with Magic, right? Where like a bunch of money is coming from outside the hobby for people who like Ninja Turtles or people who like Final Fantasy, who are buying
to the point
cards.
Where it's overriding the actual like the OG Magic.
I mean, it is to some degree, yeah. Like, yeah. But it's also bringing new blood into the game, and some people are inevitably sticking around to play, and I think that's a good thing. It's just a dynamic to watch out for. Basically,
that's always a good thing, and that's one of the other things that you can use. It's one of the few uses for sales is to, hey, are we bringing new people into this hobby? And it's one of the things like anymore what I call myself is I call myself an advocate for gaming's growth. So really the only thing I'm looking at this point is what you guys are doing. Is it bringing more customers in? Is it bringing more gamers into the hobby? Or is it driving people and making them run away from the hobby?
See, I'm very selfish. I have a completely different perspective on games, which is that like I want to exclusively consume games that are fun for me.
Sure.
And for that to be possible, I need the barriers to entry for development and play to be as low as possible.
Well, that we have the same goal then. Different perspectives, but the same goal.
Like I from my perspective, it's very selfish. Like this is what I want. What I want
Sure.
are niche, manicured like experiences that are made for someone like me and are tailored for me and like are things that I find interesting. And that's gonna be hard to get. Those are gonna be niche things. Like, and in order for those things to exist, there has to be a diverse and robust gaming development environment. Like, and it needs to have a low barrier to entry because I'm broke. So
Well, and it's also what indies are doing so spectacularly. It's part of that disruption. Keep in mind when I always joke when I talk about disruption, the disruptive product in this case the indie game, it's the quote unquote crappy product for the quote unquote crappy customer. Now, again, to clarify this, as I always have to, that's not to say that the product and the customer are actually crappy. They're not. This is from the perspective of a Ubisoft or a Square or a Nintendo
right,
or Sony. These are the customers that they don't consider worth serving, and these are the products that they don't consider worth making. And so the disruptive product will often pick up those customers and pick up those products, and in the process can sometimes move upstream and actually threaten those giants. And that's the whole process of the innovator's dilemma that Clayton Christensen laid out. Indie games are doing marvelous at that, and the thing about indie games is we're at the point now where game development with tools like Blender and Unity and fucking RPG Maker, the tools of gaming have never been more open to so many people. The tools for game development, and not only that, let's say you're a good programmer, but maybe you're not a good musician, or maybe you're not a good graphics person. It is so easy to subcontract out that game art or to subcontract out that music script. Sea of Stars, which is again an indie developer, literally fucking reached out and got one of the composers to Chrono Trigger to come make a couple of tracks for their game. Just by
yeah,
sub.
and actually, interestingly enough, also in the area of sound, the composer for Expedition 33 was a rando, just some random guy with like a SoundCloud or like whatever, basically that they
That's
picked, and
that's
he
the
showed up and he won. They won all sorts of awards for that music. Like,
yeah.
it's a huge part of what makes that game great.
Toby Fox, like a lot of people don't know this. Toby Fox
Yeah,
literally is trained by ear. He
that's
doesn't.
crazy.
Toby Fox can't read music.
That's wild.
He doesn't have to. He plays by ear. That just makes his talent all the more wild.
Yeah,
That's an
that is crazy.
insane thing. But there's another great example. Or just go listen to the soundtrack from Boyd Stranger. This is two fucking guys did that entire game.
Yeah,
And I don't think either of them is a classically trained musician who can necessarily read music. But that soundtrack is literally at least 5 of their songs is going to make it into future videos I make. It's that good. The soundtrack, it's so fucking good. And I could go on and on and on and on about that, man. Just the amount of fucking people that are able to get into this hobby and start to participate.
hmm
And so not only in so I don't know necessarily that's a great point is, you know, whether gaming in terms of the user end is growing or not, the dev end is absolutely surging. It's almost to the point where, and this is both a good and a bad problem to have. It's almost to where there's actually too many games coming.
yeah. That's a realistic issue. Like, I feel like it's less of a problem than it was when like early Steam Greenlight was a thing. Like, there were a lot of
Right,
abusive situations with that, and like
right.
I do think people still get kind of screwed over in a lot of different ways in the current environment. Like, I do think it like a lot of, like, for instance, all the stuff that's happening with Visa and MasterCard with like anything like deemed adult like at all, and that is an enormously like flexible category that can be extended to basically anything that they decide not to like. And by they, I mean anyone that reports to the, that goes and reports the games that they want taken down.
Which is fucking insane, by the way. Fear and Hunger 2 Termina got delisted for
Uh
it.
huh. Yeah, it's a ton of like
Like,
honestly, I think that's still one of the bigger problems in the whole community. Actually, I
how,
think that's a really
have we had
nasty thing.
any movement on that at all? Because that's a story that just went away, and
I
that's a story that should not go away.
I am on a like extended social media absence basically, so I'm not sure how that went. I
Right,
have been moving my funds in a direction away from using those providers,
100%.
and sticking to the games that I've got. Um, at the moment, it's kind of been my thing.
Yeah, what a fucking nightmare that is, though. People don't understand. It's not going to stop at adult games.
Well, yeah, like what do you mean by adult?
Yeah, exactly. It's a kind of a fluid question, isn't it?
Fallout New Vegas is gonna, like just like the
Yeah.
classic games that we all love, guys.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. It's not going to stop. It's not. It's not. It's just going to move more and more downstream. So, real issue. Definitely a real issue that we've got to stay on. We cannot get complacent about that.
yeah,
I know a lot of them got reinstated, but I'm sure a lot didn't, and that's
yeah,
one of the problems. Because
it's
gamers
gnarly.
did, we raised our voices up at that. I know Fear and Hunger 2 is back on itch.io, but they're not all going to be.
Hmm.
And it just goes in a state where game preservation is so tenuous to begin with.
Seriously.
This is not needed. We don't fucking need this right now. Don't spoil Dispatch. I'm going to pick it up soon. Oh, no, just giving you the basic beats. Yeah, I won't say anything in spoiler because that's a game. And also, don't watch the new stream because that's a Dispatch stream, Moscow. And the second half of the last night's stream is a Dispatch stream. So stay the fuck away from those two streams. Isn't Pal World indie in its open world? Pal World is a tough issue for me because on one hand, it is indie, it is open world, it's also AI slop. So it's one of those deals where I'm not siding with Nintendo on that. Don't get it twisted. I think Nintendo is way too sue happy. I understand why they are, and I've explained why they have to be. But man, Power World is. I feel like that is not the game we need to be getting in defense of. Right?
I don't know a ton about Pal World, like, because like here's the thing, man. Like using some form of like procedurally generator is like not outside the realms of like what like a game should be allowed to do, in my opinion. But if they like if it is just like fully jamming like shit into like a large model and then regurgitating out an amalgam, then yeah, I dislike that. I think that's a bad direction to go in.
Well, I mean,
Not
look
that
at
I
the
would ever really want to
phenomenon.
defend the intellectual rights of basically any corporation, but especially not Nintendo's.
No, yeah, I get it, and I'm very cognizant of that too, and I don't want to do that either. It's like that's why I always frame this issue as evil mega publisher versus AI slot factory. That's kind of
Yeah,
how I frame because look at the monsters. Like I get not wanting to defend Nintendo's intellectual property. I think a lot of intellectual property is honestly bullshit. Personally,
hmm
it's a way to fucking sit and fucking be a rent collector on shit that should be able to be iterated upon and revolutionized.
oh
And
yeah,
I hate it, but at the same time, like, look at those monsters. It's obviously a hodgepodge of fucking generative AI shit cobbled together from many things, including Nintendo. I think there's some Dragon Quest monsters in there.
yeah. I mean, the thing is
It's
like they
one.
don't look out of place to me because all that shit kind of looks the same. Like it looks like a Monster Rancher, it looks like a Dragon Quest, it looks like a Pokemon, a Digimon. It looks like one of those. Yep, it does.
It does, yeah, 100%.
Like it doesn't really break the mold in like a way that I find recognizable. Like even in a bad way because it's slop. Like you're right, it
It
is
is
slop.
slop.
They kind of seem like slop to me.
It absolutely
Um,
is slop.
and I say
By the
this
way,
as
it's why
like a
people
former
fell off.
Pokemon fan, as someone who loves Pokemon, except I don't love what it is now, basically.
Well, and it's why people fell off it so fast and why nobody really talks about it anymore because it is, I think people figured out that it's very shallow underneath the AI slop. Now, here's the real problem that that comes from Pal World, Philly. The real issue is that Nintendo took the bait and sued them in a lawsuit they're probably going to lose. And when they lose that lawsuit, this entire industry changes overnight.
Well,
Because now the
I think
AI
there's still
slop
going to be,
everything.
I think there will still be independent developers even when that happens. So
You
it's
don't
just
think
like another category that we would have to deal with.
you don't think the slop bucket becomes the fucking slop river at that point?
I think it does. I think AAA just becomes worse, right? Like it just does
Well, they're going
that.
to use it too. Yeah, I mean,
Of course they will, but I don't like. I think the indie people who do use it will get called out, and there will still
that's
be a
fair.
healthy there will still be a healthy community of people not using it. At least that's what I'm
Oh,
hoping.
there is a lot of indie studios that actually even called out Power World. Like, there's zero tolerance for that shit
Yeah, it's not.
because
It's
these
not
are
worth it.
artists. These are actual fucking artists.
Exactly. Like if you have any kind of fucking integrity, you don't want anything to do with that.
Right. And I will put it this way, based on Pal World and other AI that I've seen, just like this recent post I had that I kind of beefed with an AI person, I can tell you that they're in no danger of being outperformed. The biggest danger from the AI slot factory is that it becomes so hard to find the actual artist. It becomes a library of babble, right? That's
Yeah.
kind of my main fear is that it'll drown out in numbers. And then it's not that they won't be outperformed, it's just that you won't be able to find it because they'll be in a sea of slop. They'll be like these
Yeah.
islands of art. But I don't know. They certainly are in no danger of being outperformed by AI. Not at this point.
Yeah.
Like real art will shine through, at least for now. I feel like you're right there. Life in the Woods, Moscow Master says. That's a blast from the fucking past.
Oh, Moscow, did you ever play that mod pack?
Yeah, it looks like you did. So
That's rad. I never met anyone else that had. Yeah, I saw like a YouTube series of it once, and I was like, "This is really cool." Like, I never was really into Minecraft, but I was like, I was it was appealing to have a game where you were supposed to sort of live in harmony with the environment, and there was so many options for like building and like decorating and like dealing with the food. There were all sorts of different ways to like manage inventory and grind it up into flour and press the beans into milk and like all the different things you could do. It was cool.
I remember taking and there's old blog posts actually in the hub, the SNES hub that I used to be on, where I literally predicted Minecraft blowing up. I took one look at Minecraft. I said, "Yep, that right there,
Oh yeah.
that's a big deal."
Hmm.
Like right away, like when it was not even out in its major, like just hearing about it, I'm like, "Yep, that's bricks." I compared it. And people said I was nuts. I compared it to Mario Brothers and Tetris actually, in terms of how big it was going to be.
Hmm.
Now, here's the funny part: may not be as big as Tetris, but I think it surpassed Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
So I actually underestimated it from one perspective.
Well, I mean, Tetris doesn't. It basically didn't really have competition. Like
Right?
it was in
It's a
such a
league of
blue
its own. It
ocean.
still
Yeah.
is a league of its
Yeah.
own. Tetris is just, yeah, it's honest to God, it's I think Tetris has a claim on the game of games.
Could
I
be.
think it's one of the games.
I think. I mean, video games. Sure. I think chess probably claims that overall,
Oh,
though.
he's okay. Yeah, if we're expanded out past it's chess or it's mahjong or
Yeah.
like easy cards, fucking cards. Like
That's what I really want. I want a Magic the Gathering set that's themed after
nice,
playing cards.
yeah,
A jack and a king and a queen and a joker and all that. That would be
dude,
kind
that
of
would be
interesting.
amazing.
Yeah, that would actually be kind of cool.
That's awesome. That's a great
Yeah.
idea. Let's see. Next up, we'll get Troll, Cabbage Patch Kids, and Beanie Babies magic cards. Maybe.
So probably not. Actually, maybe Beanie Babies because that I believe that's owned by Hasbro. But Cabbage Patch Kids are on Tops. Actually, Tops
Oh,
has a Cabbage
already
Patch
got a card.
Kids card series. It's not a card game; it's a card series that are
Right.
collectible cards.
Okay.
They are They also have sticker cards.
What's the sports cards that are crazy collectible that I kind of like and have? So the paninis, right?
Yeah, Panini's ridiculous. Although I think they just lost their licenses this year,
They did.
and it's getting
Yeah,
switched over to Tops. Yeah,
yeah, they did. So that's gonna be
for the
interesting.
NFL. Yeah, I used to sell sports cards. Thankful not to do that anymore.
I know.
It's just
So let's
gambling
see,
with extra steps.
100%. Um, the only thing I know about Magic is that my favorite book series got a set at some point. Oh, what's your favorite book series?
I'm guessing Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
Uh,
okay, yeah, probably. I
that's
said, please
probably
say
this.
Weave
That's
World, and please tell me Weave World got a Magic set.
that's probably the set. The book series he's talking about. It's a great set, by the way. Like speaking of set like universes beyond, things that are not the Magic universe. That was a really good one. It was
Which
a
one?
damn good one. The Lord of the Rings set. It's
Yeah.
very strong.
Oh, and that was a natural fit.
Yeah. It was good. A lot of really decent, strong, cool cards in there. Thematic. A lot of fun. There was still a couple of little slip ups I think in the set. Like they added some annoying things.
The One Ring.
Uh, the One Ring is pretty annoying. I also they have a whole like they keep like sort of adding these weird little mini games to the game. Like they did one for the D&D set where you go through a dungeon, and then in this one it's the ring tempts you, and you go through this journey, basically this little process each time that the ring tempts you, and there's cards that'll do it, or when you attack
Okay.
it does it or
Yeah.
whatever. And I dislike it because it adds like a meta level to the game that you don't it's not explained on a card in play. So like you have to have a little sub card to explain the different steps of the ring tempts you, and it's like that. It's
Just an
just
annoying mechanic.
yeah, it's just one little extra thing you have to keep track of, that, and the mechanics that function like that are always just going to be a little bit alienating.
Right. Let's see. AI equals a lie, Phil says. I
No
mean,
doubt.
AI is a tool like anything else, and sadly, like any tool, we're going to abuse it and use it for its worst possible purpose. You know? So, I mean, there's a world, there's a universe, the universe that I fucking come from, Phil, the Berenstein universe, where that has Lilo and Stitch bomb pops, and Undercover Bears was a hit. The oatmeal that is still sold in every store in America, and in that world, AI is being used to enhance our lives instead of for dumb slot bullshit. But
Yeah.
that's what I get for being stuck here with you fucking filthy Berenstain Bears people. Let's see here. I kind of rolled over the wrong way sleeping one night and got shifted into the shitty fucking Berenstain universe. Now I'm fucking stuck here with all you. Let's see here. Fine. We'll watch JoJo. Yeah, I know. We're gonna watch it together. I'm gonna do to you what Eye Patch Wolf did to Wooly. Or no, Jeff Gershman. Sorry, where Eye Patch Wolf takes Jeff Gershman and basically forces him to watch and then talk about each episode of JoJo. One of the greatest fucking
Wait,
podcasts
that
ever.
sounds actually pretty incredible.
Jeff's Bizarre
I
Adventure.
love Jeff Gerstmann.
Yes, Eye Patch. And it's funny because like Eye Patch Wolf like literally at gunpoint is like making him watch this shit, and it's like road
That's
trip format.
incredible.
It's fucking great. So
Damn,
that's what I'm gonna do to Phil.
I love that.
Yeah, and he does the same thing to Wooly, but it's with Hunter X Hunter.
That one I don't know.
Yeah, basically, Eye Patch will plays a psychopath that like makes these people watch this anime, and then makes them talk about it in a podcast every. It's great. It's fucking great. It's good. It's really good. I definitely encourage you to check out Jeff's Bizarre Adventure. Just type in Jeff's Bizarre Adventure. Eye Patch Wolf should come up.
Gotcha.
Let's see. Fist of the North Star should fight someone from JoJo. The art style looks similar. They are similar. Yes, actually. Yes. And it wouldn't surprise me if they both looked up to the same artist. That would not surprise me at all. I'll have to look into that. I agree, Zoo. They do overshoot. Seeing people arguing over these specs is crazy, especially when the quality of games is tanking. That 1500 Xbox hybrid ain't it, bro. Yeah, 50. Yeah, the Xbox. What is it? Rush Dog called it that made us laugh. Our Xbox Grand because it's going to cost over $1,000.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah. I don't know, man. If you're gonna spend that much money, just buy a gaming computer. Like,
Yes.
I just don't get it.
Um, Disk drive and vertical stand sold separately. By the way,
Rip.
I'll never forget that little graphic. Vertical stand sold separately with your fucking brand new PS6. $14 for a fucking vertical
Yeah.
stand.
You gotta lay it on its side. Horizontal bros losing.
Fucking amazing.
Malding.
The only thing you need to make a good looking 3D game is a good aesthetic and good lighting. Look at Valheim or Morrowind in Minecraft shit. Yep, 100%
Yeah.
perfect.
Valheim, actually, like at the very highest levels, like I am having some sort of graphical. I have like my computer's not like amazing, so like I am having some graphical issues with Valheim at the top level, where like we have these big elaborate buildings full of fires, and there's there's blizzards happening and stuff, and there's animals everywhere. Like it does slow down pretty considerably. Um, but yeah, like it is a really rich and very pretty game most of the time, and it does a lot with very little.
Yeah, some of those screens are really it's the art style. Again,
Yeah,
I feel like art style fills in so much of this that
yeah,
graphics
like what
power.
Moscow is saying, the
Yes.
aesthetic is like really key.
He's saying that probably because they did rush Switch 2 and they didn't have much ready. It seems newer consoles are also made cheaper, but cost more. I don't know how I feel about magnet Joy Cons on Switch 2. I still don't know how that fucking works. That is something that should not be possible, at least as far as my layman's knowledge to engineering and exactly how magnets don't fuck your system up. I have no idea how that works. No idea. Um, but it does. I will say that I don't feel like the Switch 2, it doesn't feel cheaper than the Switch 1. It feels like a premium piece of kit. It does. Um, might a lot of that heft might be the fucking metal, the solid metal kickstand though, but it feels quality. Whereas the Switch One kind of felt like a toy. Yeah, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
yeah,
Um, so I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. I'll have to think about that. Rush Dog asks, "Are you referring to Citigroup's Plutonomy memo, V?"
yep,
Yep, that's the one. Yeah, as we call it, whale capture theory. Yeah, but yeah, that's the originating memo. It's amazing how indie games got the glow up when during the 360 PS3 they were looked down on. But they're like the nerd girl from She's All That, how sexy and everyone wants her. So I don't know if I agree with that either. I'll be honest with you. Wasn't the Xbox 360 and Xbox Live a big part of giving indies their first push? But maybe I'm wrong about that. Again, that those are systems, and I don't know a lot about 360. I just remember
well, like here's the thing, something can be happening like historically, right? Like indie games can be getting their first like real chance,
yeah.
and the feeling at the time in the culture could be very anti-indie,
Okay.
right? So it could be both. Like it
Yeah.
could definitely be both things. Like there could have been a very loud vocal minority that was against indie titles at the time,
Yeah.
basically.
I think it was Geometry Wars. I think
Yes, damn, wow, yeah, that's a great fucking game,
that
actually.
was, and again, never played it, but I remember that game being
It's a lot
huge.
of fun. Like it is a ton of fun.
Right. I remember hearing people would shut the
Yeah,
fuck up about that game. And that was an indie game, and it was Xbox. It was ironically Microsoft.
it's a very simple game, but super fun.
Let's see. I didn't think indie games were looked down on. Okay, so Rush Dog said PS3 360 gen, Phil. Some of the earliest indie hits came out of that gen, like Braid and Limbo. Yeah, that's right.
Limbo's a lot of fun. I played the company did another one as well, Inside, and I thought that was all right as well. They're both pretty good.
I never got a physical. It makes me mad
That's a shame.
because that would be a good. You talk about a good 1-2 punch. Sell that for
Soma's getting a physical though, and I really want to play Soma.
Oh yeah, I need to finish my playthrough of Soma. I didn't get too far into it. I'm used to playing it with other people, so it feels a little weird to play by myself. Like, not to be a coward about it or anything.
No,
But
I hear you. And that's what the soundtrack. I love
oh,
the soundtrack.
yeah, like the Amnesia games in general are good. Like, I know there's some kind of controversy where people like some of them and not others. I haven't played them all. Like, I didn't realize there were as many as there were until
There's a
recently.
lot. There's a fucking lot.
Yeah, I just got the bunker, and I'm really excited to play that. I haven't given it a shot yet, but because I'm currently playing Pathologic with my girlfriend. But
Rich H Bomber guy has a Pathologic video out, so that's one that.
oh yeah, I mean that video's classic. But that's a great game. It's also a terrible game, so
it's
take that as you will.
it's like Fear and Hunger and Void Stranger. It's like I love this game and I hate this game. It's both. Let's see. Not just that, but AI is getting super dangerous about what it can do outside of entertainment, using it in malicious ways to hurt others. That AI stuff needs to go away. Well, that's kind of the problem. It's like putting toothpaste back in the tube, right, man?
Yeah, the AI revenge porn stuff's really nasty.
So
Where
bad.
they just make porn of you because they can. Like, I mean, there's nothing you can really do about it, especially if you're like anyone whose image is out there a lot. Like if there are a lot of instances of your face, then they could easily produce like pornography of you.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it sucks.
Or having you say just the most disgusting.
Yeah. They can do all sorts of things like that.
I mean, it's obvious. The videos I've seen, it's obvious that it's not you really talk, but it's still horrible.
There's also a lot of commercials recently I've gotten that are AI that are like obviously produced by AI.
Yeah. Let's just get that. Just tell it no. Get that slop out of
my One weird trick to buy the best leather boots for this summer. Like that's what I get. Ads like that.
Doesn't gambling with extra steps describe most economic activity to some extent?
Especially here in the United States of America, yes.
Targeted gambling,
However, what I'm going to say is that why is it that, because that was in response to my description about sports cards. And yes, that's true. Why is the collection of sports cards economic activity primarily? It should be a hobby, right? But it's really not. It has become an economic activity.
We have a nasty way of doing that.
That's basically my point. Is like, this is also why like selling sports cards is such a pain in the ass, because like everyone is trying to get that card that's worth like $3,000 or whatever. But once you get the $3,000 card, no one wants to buy it, because they all just want to be the guy that pulled the $3,000 card and then got $3,000. Do you understand? No one actually cares about the card.
It's the weaponization of dopamine is probably one of the most malicious things that we've ever come up with.
Like, there's a reason that football fans don't really like get, like, unless you're into football cards, you're either in or out.
Right.
Because like football cards especially are just absurdly fucking expensive, and basketball too, actually. But like
basketball is the one that they're
football is a little worse actually,
worse?
But they're still it goes back and forth.
Right.
The worst offenders are NASCAR and golf cards. Those are the most expensive, and they're nearly impossible to get your fucking hands on. And Formula One especially are big time money.
Well, especially if you're pulling like rare run cards that are signed and shit like that.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
yes,
I'm talking about, like your National Treasure, your
one of 50 and it's signed.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, no, I worked with all that stuff, and like ultimately my experience has been that everyone wants the sealed product and nobody wants the cards.
Fucking wow.
So you can sit and say you've got a card that's worth $4,000, but you try sell it for $4,000.
Yep.
Try.
So we got to have a mini Liquored Up live show after each episode. JoJo's going to take a long time. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. I waste enough of my fucking life away on the internet. I don't need to do that shit. But we will definitely watch some JoJo. That I can do. Let's see here. The Coca-Cola company is now under fire for using AI for their Christmas ads now. No
Of
way. The
course.
Santa packs are coming ads? Oh, it made me want to dump my fucking Coke out. Bullshit. The polar bear? What the fuck?
It's never been a better time to not drink Coke, like me.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Coke abstainers stay winning.
100%. That's Jesus. And now they actually defend using it, saying, "Okay, it's okay, get with the times." Yeah, fuck that. Okay, well that's good to know, Phil. Thank you for that. All right, so we're actually fucking caught up on chat, so we got to talk about Mass Effect. I need to talk about this game with someone.
Sure, let's talk about Mass Effect.
So, tell me a little bit about your playthrough. What's going on with your playthrough this time? What you did, and we'll kind of go from there.
Well, to be fair, I haven't quite finished. I'm right at the very end.
Okay.
But I'm playing Charlotte Shepard.
Okay.
She is a soldier. I've never done the full soldier playthrough. My first playthrough was mostly like when I played the first time, like long ago. I was mostly playing like a tech-oriented character. And then when I came back to Mass Effect, so the first time I played Mass Effect 1 and 2 as they came out, I did not play Mass Effect 3 when it was released because it just wasn't for me. So I never got to finish that tech playthrough basically. But I wanted to try the soldier because I never really gave it a chance. I had a good time with it. It was pretty fun. I will say I preferred the Biotic though. The Biotic is my favorite.
Biotics are just so wicked. Like the way
that was my first playthrough. I made it all the way through, even through Mass Effect 3. Like when I returned to the series and triumphantly completed 3 with all the needed parts of the game that were added later that made the game actually good. I played through with the Biotic and I had most fun with that than anything else.
Yeah, like, and again, I came in late to Mass Effect, like really, really late.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
My whole thing with Mass Effect, and the first person that ever really, really pushed me to play Mass Effect was actually OJ from Player Essence.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you've got to play this fucking game. And I remember I have this thing that I do, and I've got to fucking quit it. Honest to God, I've got to quit it because it robs me of so many experiences, right?
Okay.
And what it is it's this thing where I get this idea of something in my head. Another one was
actually, I want to hear what your idea of Mass Effect was.
Timu, it was Timu Star Control 2.
Okay, yeah. It's not.
Why the fuck am I going to play this? Why wouldn't I just go play Star Control 2, which is a larger universe, and it didn't help that Ray Muzuka, and like again I mistook homage for ripoff because they literally fucking it could appear like they ripped this fucking game off. But then if you go and look at their interviews, they talk lovingly about that game and how they wanted to use it was inspiration. That and Star Trek were kind of inspirations to kind of build their own spacefaring game, right?
Right.
But it's one of those deals where I did the same thing with Uncharted. I think it was Rush Dog actually back in the day. We were talking about Rush Dog. I was talking to Rush Dog on the hub, and we were talking about how he was countering my point about, well, wait a second, there's all kinds of games. Because I'm like, if you're going to trade in a game, it's not that good a game to begin with. And he's like, yeah, but there's all kinds of story-based games that people trade in all the time. And I made the point, I said, well, that's my point. Is there anybody who really gives a shit about these story-based games? This was young arcade business Zoom.
Yeah.
I was into arcade gameplay. I'm like, who wants to play these fucking badly written story games? Nobody wants to play this shit. So they get traded into the used game stores. And Rush Dog's like, well, you should play Uncharted or The Last of Us. I'm like, yeah, if I want to see if Uncharted, if Last of Us is getting traded in, it's not a good game. If Uncharted is getting traded in, it's not a good game. And why would I want to play if I want to watch an experience of Indiana Jones, except more of a dick, I'll just watch Indiana Jones. And boy did I take an L on and have to eat some real fucking crow.
It turns out it's pretty fun to play as Indiana Jones.
Turns out that's a pretty fucking fun game, especially the second and the third. God damn.
Yeah, they're good. They're not bad
really
games.
good, and so is The Last of Us.
Yeah, The Last of Us 1 is very good. I never played 2.
I haven't played 2. I haven't had a chance to play 2. My dad has to.
Not for any like controversial reasons, really. Well, actually, maybe some slightly controversial reasons, but not for the like. I don't hate Abby or anything.
Oh, the Abby hate was stupid.
Weirdos.
That was so dumb. That legitimate weirdos. That was, man. And I have good friends that I have had crazy arguments with on that.
Did you know that there's?
Oh yeah,
Did you know?
Yeah, it's like they would. I had a friend of mine, and you know this fucking friend.
Which one?
I had a friend of mine, guys, that was literally breaking down calories and the kind of exercise that she would have to do to get that mass. And I'm like, bro, it's a fucking video game. It's a goddamn video game.
Yeah.
Like, you are going to such fucking lengths to, like, break down why she can't be this fucking. Mm-hmm. Like, this reeks of insecurity, man. But yeah, that's a whole nother. Those were some weird peeps.
So there's a Last of Us magic set, or there's Secret Layers.
There's a Last
of
Us magic.
Yeah. This is the theme of this Liquored Up Live, of me being like, well, there's a magic
set. It's kind of like it's kind of like the oil, the essential oils. One of my first bosses was a huge essential oils guy. He was literally starting his own essential oils company, a literal snake oil company.
Yeah,
right?
Actually, literally, yeah.
And there was literally a thing that we posted on his desk. It's like there was an oil for that.
I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's
no
oil
matter
for that.
what your fucking problem is,
I've got a sale.
So,
that's what's up. Yeah.
So yeah, but anyway, where were we? Oh, Mass Effect. So I have this thing that I do where I just fucking dismiss shit, and I'm trying to do better about it. I'm finally doing that with 3D Mario now, where I'm just not dismissing shit, and I'm actually giving shit a shot. But Mass Effect was so OJ's like, you got to play this, man. And then you're like, you've got to play this. And then Rush Dog is like, you've got to play this.
Yeah.
And then the fucking game is like $6 or $8.
Yeah. For all of it. For all of it.
For all of it.
An insane deal. Like an insane fucking value.
And at that point, I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Let's do it.
Some of the best money you'll ever spend.
I do not regret. So that was a digital purchase. Not only was that on Steam that I made that purchase, but that is a game that is fucking tied to that bullshit Origin fucking launcher. Like, it is tied into EA's bullshit launcher. And so that is like double damnation for old.
Yeah,
for old
it's true. It is true. I have that stupid fucking launcher. That said, if I don't feel like playing Mass Effect, I uninstall the launcher and Mass Effect. I don't need it on my system.
Well, and here's the thing. Do you know what I regret about that fucking forever digital only purchase? You know what I regret about it?
What?
Nothing.
Yeah. The price to entry is so low, it's very difficult to be upset about it. I mean, you pay less for a movie. Like, significantly less for a movie.
It was kind of the real start of me being like...
It's a value proposition. That's the thing. Like, yes, there's reasons to dismiss it, but it is a value proposition, and sometimes the value proposition is very good.
Yeah,
especially with 1-through games that you would otherwise trade in. Games like Senua's Sacrifice, for instance, really good game. Play it 3 times and you're probably done with it. Like that's just the way. That's just the way it is. Like some games are like that.
And you were with me on the phone through a lot of that game. You were with me through the suicide mission at the end.
With Mass Effect, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we were on the Discord line or whatever. Yeah.
What a roller coaster.
Oh yeah, no, it was dope to hear you react to like some of the crazier things that happen throughout all the games.
Now,
every game's got some big ones.
I'm going to give you my hot take on the series. And Rush Dog might be a little mad. He might be a little cranky at this, but I'm sorry. It's 3-1-2. They're all great. They're all really good. But my
Yeah,
ranking is 3-1-2.
I probably match that ranking.
Really?
Probably. I don't know.
Okay.
One and three are kind of interchangeable. Like one just has a lot of nostalgic power, and I'm a little bit cynical about nostalgia, so maybe that's coloring me a little bit. Like, but it is a very good game. But like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's either 1-3-2 or 3-1-2 for sure. Two like two feels like it does have some like the suicide mission is the coolest thing about two.
2 is
Like it's
incredible.
easily
Don't
the
get me
coolest
wrong.
thing about two. I think that two tried to do a lot and it underdid a lot of what it did do.
I missed a lot of like the weapon differentiation. I missed a lot of that shit from 1.
Yeah, I mean there was and like another thing about it that I'll say is that I feel like we got a lot of characters when I would have preferred more depth on fewer characters.
Well, and here's the other thing, and what I will tell people is, hey, play, because a lot of people, the reason why 2 ranks high is 1, Mass Effect 1 is clunky, and I get that. It's fucking clunky.
Mass Effect 1.
Mass Effect 1 is a butter and ham disaster.
It is definitely it has its own weird feeling, right? Because like it to me you can really feel the BioWare on Mass Effect 1. Like
Oh yeah.
that's really what you're running into there is
Oh
that
yeah.
like that's a plotting deliberate game company that has dealt with, turn-based RPGs, D&D games, like stuff like that for like story-based games like that for a long time. And trying to convert that into a first-person shooter, like that's why all the powers had different cooldowns.
Yep.
That's why. Like it had like it sort of felt like Dragon Age. Like
Yes.
actually, like they're
so-
like Dragon Age and Mass Effect are definitely like sister games, pretty much in my opinion. They kind of came out alongside each other in trilogy. Each one learning from the other.
So I feel like with most gamers, that aspect of it hurts 1. And with 3, well, I don't even need to explain why 3 is not on most gamers. It probably ranks last to most gamers.
Because they were given the shitty version of it when it came out, and they didn't wait for like years and then play it when it was good. Yeah,
exactly.
That's unfortunate, actually, but that is the way that things go when you fuck things up that badly, BioWare.
Yes, 100%.
There's a reason you're selling me this for $6 when it's this good.
Yes,
it's because you fucked it up so badly.
You screwed the pooch.
Because you ate shit. You shit the bed. Like, yes. Absolutely.
So now we get to play this masterpiece for $6.
Yeah, they messed up.
In a way, thanks.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
And also, like, from what, like, I haven't done much research into this, but like, I've heard that there was another ending that had to do with like dark matter and biotics, and like
there was.
And that all sounds super fucking interesting too. So like, I don't know. We should keep talking about the trilogy for sure, but like I am kind of doomer about the future of the series, unfortunately. Like with the private equity having snatched up like EA, like the odds of another Mass Effect game being any good, especially when Veilguard didn't do well. Like, yeah, it's trouble.
Yeah, the private equity swallowing shit up. Like, man,
BioWare was already on like really thin margin of maybe getting cut as a company and just disbanded entirely after Veilguard failed.
Well, and in particular, the Kingdom of Riyadh, I'm starting to have a little bit of a grudge, a little bit of a talking to I want to have with them, right?
Well, they want to expand into things other than oil.
I get it, and it makes sense.
Diversify, and
it makes sense.
There's only so many places where they can put their money.
They're doing it with private equity, which sucks.
What other tool would you use in America?
I know, but they're
That's exactly what they are. They're rich. They're a rich family. They have to use private equity.
Everything they touch is something I love. Video games, because again, the Crown Prince is a gamer. He's a big gamer. There's literally, they're building a gamer city in Saudi Arabia, which is fucking based.
Yeah.
That's incredible. But at the same time, it's putting all this private equity money into gaming and pro wrestling.
It's also like a
WWE
scam, largely.
WWE is a shit show now. It is shit.
Yeah.
In part because of private equity. And also the fact that Triple H just won't show up to fucking work. That's a whole nother thing. But like the guy just doesn't show up to work. He's too busy fucking doing photo ops at like fucking the White House rather than fucking show up to work and fucking write the shows. Instead, now they've literally got fucking AI slop writing the fucking wrestling shows. Is the last report we had. Show up to work. Maybe the shows would be better. Maybe you wouldn't be doing record low ticket sales.
So,
Anyway.
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect.
Yeah, I'm not a wrestling person. Sorry.
I know. I can always derail a wrestling, but let's not do that. So, yeah.
So I romanced Liara this time through.
Okay.
For the first time,
all
the way through the trilogy, and yeah, that does feel 100% like the canon romance. Like 100%. There are a bunch of. It's weird because you don't get an achievement for having dated someone in all three because she's not like a full companion in two.
That's horseshit.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is that like it feels like they basically fuck you over for playing the canon choice because she's too busy being. Maybe I shouldn't spoil it, but she's busy in Mass Effect 2.
Very busy.
Yeah, she's got a lot of things on her plate.
Mm-hmm. God, it's so good. Oh man, yeah.
Honestly, that DLC was really good. Really, really, really good. I really liked that
Mass Effect 2 had some lit fucking DLC. So did 3. Citadel.
Yeah, Citadel's excellent. Like, really excellent DLC. That's where I'm at in my Mass Effect thing right now.
Okay, you're in Citadel.
I'm ready to do the party, and what I'm doing is I'm just grinding at the holo deck.
Yeah, Shore Leave is it seems thematically like the last thing you should do before you.
Yeah, it's good shit.
And
the Clone Shepherd.
The Clone Shepherd. I was so. Here's the thing, like that Citadel storyline is so fucking ridiculous.
It is,
but at the same time,
it's tongue in cheek. They kind of know.
But at the same time, I gotta tell you, I felt for Clone Shepherd.
Yeah.
It was also kind of poignant.
It's sort of, yeah, like, it's a little bit like, honestly, like, that's like an amplified version of what's going on with Garrus. Because Garrus is absolutely overshadowed by Shepard. You're both going in basically the same direction, and he's just not as capable as you. He doesn't have the same resources as you. Like,
yeah. In another universe, could Garrus have been the hero?
Yeah, I think Garrus could have wound up being, if he would have found a way to play the game, he could have wound up being a Spectre, and that could, for sure.
He was too hard-headed, though.
He was.
He was so hard-headed.
Yep. He was a little too renegade.
A little too
actually.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a good man, but he's a little too renegade.
Yep, 100%. I need to replay. I would love to do a Liara romance. I started with Liara.
Mm-hmm.
And then, sadly, shit happened. And then I fell for Tali.
Yeah, Tali is top tier. Top tier lady. She's amazing.
Incredible.
Liara is great, too, for what it's worth. Like, she's amazing. She's an amazing partner.
I also want to do a Garrus romance. I feel like that's like the bro buddy cop romance.
Yeah, I actually I did that. that was the one I did in Mass Effect 2 when I first played Mass Effect 2. Because I've always played female Shepard, and yeah, I romanced him in Mass Effect 2 for the first time, and I was there for all the calibrations memes.
Does anybody romance Jacob, or is he just Vent God?
I think the best reason to romance Jacob is to punch him in the face.
Can you do that?
Yeah, when you find out about the cheating thing, yeah, you can totally punch him in the
honestly
face.
Might be worth romancing.
Yeah, in Mass Effect 3, he will have basically left you.
But here's the problem. That means you can't put him in the vent.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's true. You don't get to vent him.
Damn, you don't get to put him.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I love that review. It's like, except
I just don't know
he's
why they
relevant
wrote him
then.
that way. Like he doesn't have to be that character. They made him that character for whatever reason.
Yeah, well, that was one of the few pieces of what I feel like was genuinely bad writing. Was
Yeah,
Jacob?
I
I feel
agree.
like Jacob deserved better, a
I
lot
agree. Yep,
better.
that's
They
how I
made
feel
him
about
a
it too.
complete asshole.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it as well.
Yeah,
It's almost like a stereotype. Yeah, I don't know.
it's gross.
It's part of why I don't like Mass Effect 2 as much, like to
Oh,
be
it's
real, because
really gross. Yeah,
he's one of the main characters you deal with, like from the very beginning of the game, and for him to be unlikable it's a downside.
and
Like
he
it just
wasn't at
is.
first. Like he started
Also,
out.
like another reason, I actually really like Miranda, and I think that's an unpopular opinion. I think a lot of people don't like her, which I feel
I
like
love
should
Miranda,
weigh against Mass Effect 2. She was very unpopular when the game came out because she's bossy and she's confident, like too confident actually, but like she is
but she has reason to be.
for sure.
She's really good at what she does.
She is.
She was the head of the fucking Lazarus Project. You don't get to be the head of the Lazarus Project without being fucking
She
really
brought you
good.
back from the dead. It's pretty ridiculous what
That's what I'm
she
saying.
did.
That's insane. Like, I will tell you this: Mass Effect on all three games, they know how to start a game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they're all.
Holy
It's all really
shit!
good. Yeah.
Every one of those
Mhm.
fucking story beats. Damn. Like they're so good, but yeah, Mass Effect is. I'm gonna have to. I want to do a. I want to stream an entire Mass Effect stream at some point.
Well, homie, I need to. I'm trying to pin you into playing Andromeda at some point because I know you haven't. And the thing about Andromeda is that there are some big lore drops in it that are really cool.
I want to play it. Yeah,
The
and again,
expansion of
I'm
the
not
world
against.
is really cool. Like
And
it
I didn't even
is.
find the game. Everybody's like, "Well, the gameplay's bad." I didn't even find the gameplay to be that bad. It just for some reason it never set its hook in. That's the thing. Um,
It
but
meanders, like it
yeah,
really meanders. Like it feels very much like sort of like Dragon Age Inquisition. I feel like those are again like very much sister games in a lot of ways. Like
Inquisition's another one that never set the hook.
it
Yeah,
has that feeling where there just are a lot of MMO style, like almost like Radiant quests. Basically, they're like they're quests that fit a pattern that fill up
hmm
maps,
yeah,
and that's never gonna be like super engaging.
right. But the gameplay feels good. Actually, I disagree. I think the gameplay feels good. And
I think like the gameplay is actually really cool. I think
yeah,
that what they do with
and the story is interesting.
the way you're able to like later flex your points around and become totally different types of like
See, and I haven't even busted the
classes on
game
the
open to
fly.
that point yet. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Like what writer is specifically capable of doing is really crazy, and interacting with that is a lot of fun. Actually,
What's really cool, and I think you pointed this out to me, is in that mission where you're there with him, he does that. He's doing that.
yep.
You're seeing him swap. Like, if you
Yeah,
get
in the intro mission, that's what he's doing. Yeah, he's
yes,
swapping between profiles of powers and stats, basically.
fucking
He's
great.
like, if at this moment I'm an engineer, and the next moment I'm a soldier, and the next moment I'm a vanguard.
That's
Like,
very
yeah,
cool. That's very
yeah,
cool.
you can do that.
Let's see here. Phil says we could do a Liquored Up live after a season, I guess. That is more doable, yes. Rush Dog, Mass Effect, the game that softened Zoo on digital games. Yes. I'm still a game keycard hater from hell, but I'm much more open to the possibility of I'm not gonna not play a game just because it's digital.
To be like to be straight up, as a person who buys digital games almost exclusively nowadays,
Yeah.
I will never buy a card out of a box. Like, do you think I'm stupid? Like,
That's
why would I do that?
they do think we're fucking stupid.
Why would I do that? If I'm going to buy a digital copy of a game, I'm going to buy it on discount because it's digital. So I'll pay less for it. That's
Yes.
the deal.
Yes. Also, I just got told you can only have 3 key cards active at once. Like there's so why just buy the fucking thing digitally, man.
I
Like,
just don't. I don't get why I would wait to drive to the store to buy a box. Like, I just don't understand that.
yeah,
That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, as a person who buys digital games, it still doesn't make any sense to me.
yeah, game key cards are it's literally the worst of both worlds. I hate them. Go easy on Samus for having telekinesis in Metroid Prime 4 Zoo, given that you love. So you already, and just as a reminder, because I know we talk a lot, Rush, you have already convinced me of this. We already had this discussion, and basically, our synthesis was that the biotic powers are a sci-fi trope. In fact, they're even in Dune, which is one of the major inspirations for Metroid, or should be one of the.
So I will also to like agree with that. Basically,
Yeah.
don't forget that she has Metroid DNA, and that's going to make her capable of a lot of
That's
crazy
true.
things.
That's
Basically,
very
like
true.
who knows what she's capable of actually doing.
100%. 100%. Also, like just like the bike, I didn't even get mad at the bike. I think the bike is awesome. Fucking Akira. It's fucking Akira, guys. How can you be mad at Akira? All these people that don't like the bike. But let's see here. Although I do get the anime poisoning, there is worry about the anime poisoning for sure. Let's see. Mass Effect Trilogy was the last good game series I think EA has put out. I have to think about that, but it sounds right. That sounds directionally correct. I have no interest to play 2 at all. I just can't. Oh, talk about The Last of Us Part 2. I mean, I would play it if I had the means to play it. I just don't, so I don't. But, like, Zoo could have gotten the collection on PS3 for Mass Effect. Yeah, and I'm going to do that at some point because I am a big fan of Mass Effect. I do want to have it physically. And the PS3, if it has, like, the trilogy or the legend, I would like to have that.
As long as it's got everything.
As long as it's got everything.
You've got to have everything.
That's the important thing.
Because, bro, you've got to have everything.
It had more RPG tactical features. By 3, it's just straight action and cooldown. Disagree. I think 2 is where it was the most streamlined and action-oriented. I think 3 actually brought back some of those tactical and RPG features. So, disagree. What do you think, V?
I mean, it adds more granularity with the powers and with the weapons. Basically, you get more choice.
It's not
more
as RPG as 1. I agree with you there, Phil.
You get your ammo types back. You get different weapons back. You get
2 was as shooterific as that series ever got, though.
Yeah, 2. Yeah, well, 2 like also has like the most punishing combat probably like out of all the games, I would say. Although, like 3, I think a lot of what people's experience is missing with 3 is that, like, here's the thing: we say we got the best version of Mass Effect 3 because we waited for like a long time, but in a way we didn't, because we don't get any of the Mass Effect multiplayer for Mass Effect 3, and the Mass Effect multiplayer was really cool actually when it first came out for the game. It was neat as hell. It was your chance to literally play something other than a human. So you could play a Krogan Battlemaster or an Asari Commando. Like, yeah, there were classes you could play. And it was squad-based, like 5v5s, I think, or 6v6s, something like that. And people played, like, different classes and stuff. It was really cool. It was a lot of, like, tactics and cooldown management and, like, line of sight stuff. It was really actually pretty fun and engaging. And that's just something that doesn't come with the Legendary Edition at all. You don't get it.
That's a bummer.
I don't think they're running the servers anymore for it, but it was really cool.
I wonder though, there are other abandoned multiplayer games where they basically got the servers up. I don't know if you could even do that with EA's bullshit systems, but I bet you somebody has a Mass Effect 3 server running somewhere. Maybe.
Maybe.
I'll look into that. I also felt one also felt darker and had a little more of a horror vibe to it, science fiction. I think that's true, but I'll tell you, that whole series is full of absolute cosmic horror. Like they're
they're all pretty gnarly. I mean, 3, actually they're all pretty gnarly because 3 has a lot of like really redemptive moments, but it has a lot of really dark moments too.
Right. Mass Effect Andromeda isn't really good. I played a little, but it's so meh. It sounds like you're having the same problem I had, Phil, which is where I don't think it's a bad game, so I don't agree with that. I don't think it has a hook. I think they threw a fishing line in with no hook. I think you've got to really work for that.
Yeah, that is. I think that's basically true. Yeah, I definitely worked at the game, if that makes sense.
Yes, you did. I
But
remember. Yeah, having to admit.
the thing is
Once it was
that
there,
like,
you're like, dude, you got to play this.
yeah, some games are worth it though. Some
Yeah,
games are worth doing that.
Romance Rex Zoo, kiss your big dino boy. Oh, buddy. Oh,
Low key, I wish you could
if
romance Rex.
only.
He's my favorite. I love him.
If only, buddy. Fuck yeah. Andromeda comes out in the legendary year of 2017. It never stood a chance when it was up against Breath of the Wild, Persona 5, Nier Automata, Horizon Zero Dawn.
That was a big year. Yeah.
Mario Odyssey, Yakuza Zero.
It also.
God damn.
The thing is, the other thing about Mass Effect Andromeda that I'll say is that it suffers from what happened to Mass Effect 3, and it's frozen in time forever, never having gotten what it needed.
Yeah.
Like, there are no Quarians at all in the game because the Quarian arc is never found. Because the Quarian arc was going to be one of the DLC. Yep, that's what it was going to be.
And then basically EA just fucking pulled the fucking ladder up and said,
Yep.
this didn't do
like,
well. So
I found a message on my high level character when I went, like, before I beat the game. I found a message that was supposedly from the Turian or from the Quarian vessel, but like they weren't able to pinpoint it until I bought the DLC, basically.
Ah, bummer.
So like it was right there, you could see it, but you were never going to get it.
Now, Rush Dog says, to be fair, V, game key cards are resellable unlike traditional digital games.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, you can. So there was some concern about that, but no, it turns out, like, if you call GameStop, I don't get it. If it were me running the business, there's no fucking way in hell I would accept game key card. No way. But they do. You can go buy them.
Here's the thing, like, if you're able to like turn around and sell the game for like a certain amount of money, like that's pretty equivalent to the discount that I'm getting from buying it digitally instead, right. Because you're going to pay full price for it if you buy it. That means I have to have less liquid assets up front, and I also don't have to deal with like finding someone to sell it to.
Yeah, there's a small window where if you're trading in games a lot and frequently,
if it's part of your culture, sure, yeah, but it's just like dealing with other people on that level is really not of interest to me.
Right, and I can promise you that, again, I'm going to make this prediction. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm going to make a prediction that those game keycard values will not hold.
Yeah, I didn't know that, though. That is interesting.
But they do. You can trade them in. I called because here's the other thing, too. The AI lies. What a shock. AI will tell you can't resell your game keycards. It will tell you that.
Of course.
The Google AI
will
summary
also tell you that you should put glue in your pizza sauce.
Yeah,
to keep the cheese from sliding off.
It's not true though, because I actually got popped on that, and shout out to 90s Handheld Gamer for calling me on that and be like, wait a second, no, it definitely, I've seen them for sale. And so I just did some basic research at that point. I called GameStop and said, hey, I'm looking to trade in some games. Can you quote me some prices? And I gave them 3 game key cards, and they were trading in at the equivalent of what a normal physical would. Like, not even like a lower price, which is what I expected. It surprised me, but it's true. You can't. Mm-hmm. You can only have 3 key cards at use at the same time. That's what I hear. I haven't verified that, Phil. What? Zoo's going to get me Don't get fired up yet. I haven't verified that. But a couple of people have told me that if you get more than 3 key cards on a system, you have to kind of do the swapperoo thing. Yes, I have been told that by a couple of key card people. Well, only 3 game key cards can be active. That's absolutely wild considering how fast they're releasing them. Again, haven't verified it myself, and I'm not going to be the guy. But actually, I'll tell you who we should ask, and I will message him as Lil Al. Lil Al can verify that for us because he's got, how many game key cards? Also, friend of the show, Corey Cooper, is now buying game key cards when he can't get a proper physical. So either of them, we could probably reach out to and we could get an answer on that. That's probably what you should do instead of me just spewing potential misinformation, right? So let's see. Mass Effect 3 multiplayer was pretty good. I remember playing it on the PS3. It was also playable on the Wii U, laugh out loud.
Yeah,
I only got Mass Effect 3.
I knew someone who played Mass Effect 3 multiplayer on the Wii U.
Interesting.
Yeah, I saw it played on the Xbox and on the Wii U. Yeah.
Okay. I only played 1 and 2, so I figured 3 went more action. Glad to know they put some of the RPG back in. I played Andromeda when it launched. It was very bad. Oh, no, it launched
Yeah,
once again.
it was terrible at launch.
Yes. Very bad. There's that scene, the Angry Joe review. And
the rubber band faces and stuff.
yes. My face is tired.
Yeah. It's bad.
That was an actual line. By the
honestly, it's never really 100% fixed either. Like the faces, like the worst. Like my thing about Andromeda is that the characters are some of the worst parts of Andromeda. Like they are not like super amazing, and like the voice acting is it varies. I'll say some of it's good and some of it isn't. And the faces are never right. They're never right.
Yeah, but at least some of that dialogue, like the whole thing about, yeah, your goddamn father's dead. You're the new Pathfinder. Sorry, my face is gone. That whole thing is gone.
That's such a strange thing to have happen too. Like given what happens like in the very beginning of the game, like your character just woke up from like having your brain melded with an AI after your dad died.
Yeah.
Sorry for the very minor spoilers at the very beginning of the game.
Yeah,
guys,
I'm here to report. And what is it? Literally, I swear to God, this is verbatim. It's like, hey, I'm reporting, just trying to check in on what happened. Yes, your goddamn father's dead. You're the new Pathfinder. Sorry, my face is tired. Cue ridiculous fucking googly-eyed shaking.
They to be fair, they do have a sort of a reason to be mad at you, or at least mad in your direction, because your dad made you the Pathfinder instead of the next person in line.
Oh, okay, at least makes sense.
Like that you were definitely not supposed to be the Pathfinder.
Okay, yeah,
it's not supposed to be you.
Are you in church? Yes, your goddamn father's dead. I played Andromeda. Okay, it was very bad. There was also a controversy when it launched. The lead dev was horrible to online. He made fun of a popular YouTuber death, Total Biscuit over game. That's not nice, but I mean, people are shitty online. They just it brings out the worst in us.
I mean, like it probably was some corporate head that made it feel more like an MMO. Like I bet you his direction was at least part of that. Like
100%. Yeah.
But the thing is like in the grand scheme of things, like the game does deliver. Like the worst parts of the game are like some of the personal interaction and things like that, which is a tragic thing to say about a Mass Effect game, given that there is so much good character work done in the Mass Effect games, like some really emotional and effective stuff. Some of the stuff in Andromeda is okay, and some of it's pretty good, and some of it's pretty just rote and tired and boring.
The stuff on the Krogans, I'm excited to see.
So I mean, honestly, it's more interesting. The interesting parts of Andromeda are the meta narrative. It's seeing the different like societies adapt to new worlds, like seeing them run into.
And that's one of the cool parts. When we say new worlds and new guys, we mean new worlds.
Like, yeah, it's a whole other galaxy.
Things that you won't see in the Milky Way.
To be fair, like it's also like it's not like amazing or anything. The reveals of like there obviously needs to be more. It's underdeveloped. But it's just there's a lot of promise there for the future of what could be like I want to see more of my favorite like alien races and stuff, and like people working together in that universe, like, but you really can't work in the Milky Way anymore after Mass Effect 3, like unless you want to do like a super prequel or something. Like if you wanted to have something set during the Krogan Wars or something. Like,
that story's completely done. No matter which ending you choose, it's over.
A game set in the Krogan Civil War would be kind of cool. Or like a game set during the Rachni Wars. Like, you know, like those would be cool ideas for games. But
Andromeda needs a PS5 version that includes all DLCs and patches on disc. That would be cool. But since the DLC didn't even get released.
They never got made. So
they have to go back and actually make new content for a game that didn't. It won't happen. But
And like, who knows what Mass Effect 4, like, what its fate will be, whether it'll come out or not. Like, we just saw that little preview, and that's all we
Well, I'll
got.
tell you, things are, from what I'm hearing, things are not looking well for BioWare in general right now. Like, they've not been disbanded. They have been downsized pretty drastically. Like, man, it's not good. And again, that hurts me because Dragon Age, I love Dragon Age Origins, and Mass Effect is there too. And Knights of the Old Republic, both 1 and 2. Got to give Obsidian some credit on which you need to play.
I was actually genuinely planning on playing those soon.
Kreia.
They're on my list. They're just really cool. They're both really good games.
Oh, Kreia is such a great character. I love Kreia so much.
Absolutely.
Kreia is like, you want to talk about a character that speaks to me, Kreia. Mm-hmm. Kreia and her philosophy speaks to me. So good. Let's see. They'd never do a prequel like that. Since humanity wasn't around for those events. Yeah, and I guess I think that's what V's saying, and I agree with it. I don't know if we should. I get what you're saying.
Oh man, imagine a Turian-centric game where you play like a Turian soldier. Like, we didn't get a lot about Turians, to be honest. Like, that's one of the weaknesses of the game. I think we got the least about. We didn't get much about Solarians either, but like a Turian-centric game would be pretty cool with like some Solarian.
Yeah, but the Turians are okay. The Krogans are amazing. Solarians are kind of assholes. They're kind of little assholes, to be honest.
I mean, you say that, but there are also some pretty incredible Solarians.
Oh yeah, Kirahi.
Yeah.
Morden Solus.
Morden Solus, bro.
Yeah, Kirahi, Solus are two of the all-time goats.
Yeah.
But man, I did not like their leadership, man. And yeah, for the record, I'd be down with a Mass Effect game without humans. I just don't think they'd make one. And you're right.
I agree.
You're 100% right. They won't. I love Solarians. I don't like their, and I should not damn an entire people. I don't like their leadership. I think their leadership was incredibly selfish and short-sighted in that third game. Incredibly so. I disagreed with them. The Krogans deserved to have a chance. And in fact, at this point, the Krogans were one of the galaxy's big shots at having a chance, Solarians included.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the same thing happened with the Quarians, right? The Quarian leadership was doing some fucked up shit as well.
I wanted to bitch slap some of the Quarian leadership. Some of their admiralty sucked. It was cool seeing Tally grow, by the way.
For sure. And
get beyond like her father's kind of bigoted views on the Geth. I'm also a stan of the Geth.
It's fun that the admiral that like actually like has the most solid point is the one who's against Tali in the initial
it's all politics bullshit.
Yeah. And he's got like a pompous fucking voice and sounds like an asshole. Like,
and he's the most reasonable one.
Yeah.
In the end, by the third game, like you're like, that guy's awesome, and I want to beat the fuck out of Han Garel.
Yep.
100%. Oh gosh, make me want to play again. Alrighty, well, I think that's everything that I have. Did you have any questions for me before we hit that dusty trail?
Nope, we've been talking and chatting for a while, so it was cool talking with games with you, buddy.
Always, and heck, it's just an extension of what we already do. So might as well just do it live every now and then, entertain some good peeps. So, okay, with that said, then we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. But before we go, V, I got one question for you.
Okay.
V, did you have fun?
Yeah, it was fun.
All right. Well, thanks so much, guys. It's Sunday Fun Day. I gotta get ready for work the next day. I'm sure V's got a work day ahead of her as well. So we're gonna end it here. I love y'all. Have a great rest of your weekend, what little is left of it, and thanks for stopping in. Now get the fuck out of here.
Good night, you guys.